High Phrase Podcast. I'm Alite, ACDJ. We got Vancouver's very own.
This fucking guy's amazing already. All the accomplishments already in your life.
Man. Dude, this is very useful. This is very useful.
Yes.
Because we've had a couple of guests on that I've seen this and like, hey, what is this all about? And everybody needs grooming. Everybody.
You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Hell yeah. Right? Hell yeah. So.
Worst thing isn't with women. The worst thing is in a men's locker room. Because if you ever see some guy in the men's locker room with a giant bush, you're like, dude, what are you fucking doing? You gotta trim that down.
There's always one.
Even for yourself, even if you're not getting laid, you just gotta do it for yourself, you know?
Some self-respect, yo.
Yeah, for yourself, man.
Yeah, do it.
It's
hard to dry that shit. You fucking dryer, you fucking cock. That's crazy.
This is the adult portion of the program. Actually, the whole program's adult rated.
It's crazy.
We talk a lot of shit.
Superstars.
Yo, because I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a minute. We made some basketball picks. You're an NBA fan, right?
Yeah,
so we made some playoff picks a couple weeks ago. And we were all fucking wrong. Terribly wrong.
I was dead wrong too.
Who are you going?
I'm a Lakers fan, man.
We're all Lakers fans.
Are you guys all
of us.
Really?
Yeah. That's why we smoke weed and drink. Oh yeah, big time.
Dude, Kobe's God, man.
Yeah, I'm so pissed, man.
Ooh, I don't think LeBron can do it by himself again going forward.
Age.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he can still perform. He can still, run with the best guys in the league. But he needs 2 or 3 studs to kind of move things along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was really interested in what Kelly Oubre would look like on the team if they signed Oubre in the offseason. And just today, I saw that that's potentially a rumor. The Lakers wanting to get Oubre. But now that the Suns are kind of looking like weird favorites.
Yeah, right? So weird.
Right?
Yeah, I would have never thought.
Who are you guys running with in the West?
Man.
Okay.
All lost their team.
So,
right.
The only team that I think can potentially beat the Nets is the Utah Jazz, just because of their because of the lack of defense on the Nets. The fucking Jazz will be an absolute nightmare for them, man, in the finals. If the Jazz can catch heat and beat 2 more teams, they're going to be on fire in the finals. The problem with fucking Phoenix is Devin Booker.
You think he's a problem?
He's a massive problem.
In what way?
He's too good, and he can't handle the pressure yet. He's not battle tested enough to have this pressure on his shoulders of being the favorite, man.
I thought that too until Game 6 where they fucked the Lakers right up.
Yeah, I think he can do it, man.
Yeah,
I hope he does.
Because he went to like 8 for 11 in that final game against the Lakers. Just daggers.
He's too amazing.
Yeah.
But if Harden's healthy, no one's fucking with the Nets.
Yeah. That's not even. It's not even fair anymore.
Yeah, dude, that guy's a magician, man.
Yeah, they have like 5 all-stars.
Easy.
Even the bench is almost all-star quality.
Yeah, for real. Their whole starting lineup could easily make the all-star team.
Easily.
Yeah. But dude, just seeing what Harden can do on that team, how he can just switch from being a constantly ball-dominant, offensive scoring guard only. Now you see him putting up 14, 15 assists a game. It's ridiculous, man.
It's really sad. The thing that saddens me the most about the NBA now is all of our legends back in the day who didn't get to win championships that should have fucking teamed up with their bros and fucking made these super teams 20 years ago. And then greats like Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley. Well, Charles Barkley had his chance, but Allen Iverson would have had a shot. Allen Iverson is James Harden, basically. They're the same people. James Harden will not win it unless he is on a super team.
Yeah.
That's it. And these 5-man super teams are the next level shit, right? That's going to be
But
this.
dude, people didn't want to play with AI back then, man. The NBA had a different reputation. The players were like really clean and clean cut and didn't want to have any
different
baggage.
back then, right?
And Iverson had an entourage everywhere he went, right?
Yeah.
So players didn't want to play. But like, dude, he's a legend, man.
He's the best.
Legend.
Straight
So many things that people do on a daily basis with the way they dress, carry themselves is because of AI.
Yeah. The tattoos.
The culture. He just changed the culture.
The arm sleeves, the shirt sleeves.
So gangster.
Yeah.
But it sucks that like our team, the Lakers. Remember when Chris Paul wanted to go there with Kobe and them?
That would have been
and
amazing.
they didn't allow that. Imagine how many more rings we would have had.
And now that's nothing.
That pisses me off. It's not fair.
Did you hear the story behind that? What actually happened?
I heard David Stern denied it.
Yeah, so that was a story they put out in the press. But at the time, the New Orleans Pelicans at the time they didn't have an owner.
Yeah,
they were owned by the league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the league had to make the decision whether or not for the Chris Paul trade to go through. But the problem was the trade was negotiated during a time where you weren't supposed to be trading.
Yeah.
So no other teams had a part of the negotiation.
Yeah.
So when they
I
finally
remember
came out with
clearly.
this and they said that, he's coming to the Lakers, the rest of the team's like, hey, what the fuck? We didn't get a chance to even put in an offer for Chris Paul, and now you're trading him. So the NBA couldn't make it look like they were stacking the Lakers for their own, for their own benefit.
Yeah.
So they had to deny the trade.
Where did he go? He went to LA at Clippers though, right?
With the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clippers.
And started Lob City.
Yeah, Lob City.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
Isn't that convenient how he got to go to the Clippers to reignite a failing,
Yeah.
Fucking
team
terrible.
in LA that was just sucking up money from the LA Lakers, and
Terrible.
then they turned it around. It's amazing when you are able to fix problems like that in the NBA.
Dude, Billy Crystal is the only lifetime
Fix.
season ticket holder of the Clippers.
Is he?
Dude, Billy Crystal did when they sucked, he was there. He was always there. But Chris Paul was amazing on the Clippers. They should have won a championship.
Yeah.
But I heard Blake Griffin's ego is just too big.
That's what everyone said on the Pistons too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Well, he got into the league, light-skinned guy, started banging
Yeah.
celebrities, and fucking lost his mind.
Yeah, it threw it down on everybody.
Some celebrity told him he had a nice dick, and it fucking went to his head, and he made $100 million, and that was it, dude. That's all it takes.
You know Nikki Glazer, right? Stand-up comic, Nikki Glazer.
Yeah.
Okay, she's a beast of a stand-up comic. She was doing a roast, and Blake Griffin was on there, and she said he looks like a black guy that was printed out from a 3D printer that was running out of ink.
Yeah. Dude, it's
such a
psychological, right? In sports. You know that, dude. You've been in sports.
Yeah.
Like, how big is the psyche over the physique
Huge, man.
in sport?
Huge. I fuck with people all the time when I'm on the field.
Yeah.
Every time. You gotta get in their head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Just technique for me. Was it for you too when you were playing?
Kinda, yeah.
Technique just to like budge the guy or like
Right.
say some dumb shit to him, piss him off. Because a lot of people don't like once you get in here, they suck.
Fuck.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can't handle
Fucked.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their temper,
Yeah.
you just get ejected from a game or like in our
Stupid
situation, a
shit.
red card, you know?
Yeah.
I think Tyson was bad for that shit.
Yeah.
Tyson's psyche wasn't very strong.
Yeah.
The second he found a little bit of adversity, he fucking folded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one for boxers. Boxers are that way. Like, it's a psychology of the boxer is that if they have this climb where they're not losing and they're just steady climbing, the fall is really hard because it's the ego that climbs with the record, right? When you're the toughest man on the planet, you're the
you
baddest.
imagine?
He was the baddest man on the planet at one
And just murking people.
Just Merc. Boom.
Within
Rocked everyone.
2-3 minutes out.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never seen guys get hit and leave the ground at a heavyweight division. You see in some lower divisions, but dude, at heavyweight, when you hit someone and they leave the fucking ground before they
You
drop.
guys are lucky you guys got to see all like Tyson, Tupac, Biggie,
Oh yeah.
you know, Jordan. I was too young.
Right.
What year were you
Think
born?
about that.
94. I was born when
94,
everything
oh.
was straight,
Oh
like
shit.
popping, you know?
Pac was just about to
94,
go.
that's a snake.
Oh no.
Golden snake? No, Chinese horoscope.
Chinese zodiac.
Oh, I don't know shit
He's
about
up
that.
into that
No,
shit.
I'm trying to think. I think that's
All I know is I'm a Virgo.
Yeah, 94, man. You were born right in the heart of the fucking
transformative,
revolution,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
You're revolutionary,
That's when
baby.
the culture was like shifting, I feel like, you know? Hip hop and everything.
So you're a Pac fan?
Yeah, I love Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like Big L a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope.
So did your parents listen to that, or where did you
My
get
my parents are from Fiji. They
Right.
migrated to Vancouver, and then my mom actually used to always make me watch Fresh Prince with her and Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
That's
wow.
dope.
So I guess that's when I kind of like started seeing what was going on and what was cool and what was
You
not.
were born here?
I was born here.
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
So you got Western culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild, man. Because
Yeah.
I have a son who's turning 20 this year.
Yeah.
And he'll bring up artists and music and stuff from the 80s and 90s. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because when you see that there's one thing to listen to music that's just always on. It's one thing to dig for music and like be like a real audiophile, right?
Yeah.
Like really find music.
Yeah.
So he'll bring up hip hop from the 90s. I'm like, holy shit, he's actually paying attention to what's
Yeah.
happening. And then my 13-year-old turning 14 started doing it too now. I'm like, yeah, we raised him right.
Yeah.
That's a big part of
the
it.
music is a really crazy part because when
Yeah.
I was growing up, we had like Michael Jackson, Mom would dance to Michael
So
Jackson,
Michael
Cool in the Gang and shit. Even to this
Yeah.
day, if you play Cool in the Gang, Mom will fucking
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
drop it like it's hot. She might not be able to get up though.
Celebration
now.
is like
Right,
the main
yeah,
song on
yeah.
New Year's Eve. Yeah. Right? You know.
Every
That's it,
party.
dude.
Love celebration.
Right.
Fiji hall party.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Turn it.
celebration.
Celebration.
Nobody knows the words except for
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Oh
it.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Those are good days.
That's
good
a banger.
days.
That's a must play, man.
That's good days.
Right?
So what did your parents? So your parents played like what did they play when you were in the house?
Music?
Yeah.
They play Hindi music, actually, Bollywood. So
Oh, word.
You would know that stuff.
Well,
right?
I
A
grew
little
up.
bit.
I grew up with a little bit of Bollywood with my parents in like early '80s. A little bit of Bollywood.
That's when it was hottest.
But yeah, once MJ hit and Prince came in,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah,
Bollywood-
my parents love Michael Jackson.
Dude,
loved him.
it made Bollywood look stupid.
Yeah.
Once Prince showed up, it made things like Bollywood look dumb. Because like the thing that people don't understand is like you watch these movies and these like actors become these big icons, right? And they sing all these songs, but they don't fucking sing.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
They don't
That's
sing the
like-
music. They
yeah.
don't write the music. They don't write the choreography.
No,
They
they
none
show
of it.
up.
They're
They
just
lip sync that,
right.
basically.
So growing up, I'm like, oh, these guys are amazing singers. I didn't know they were just
It's
actors.
entertainment,
You know,
man.
yeah.
And then I remember my parents took remember those I don't know if you ever seen one of these when there's Bollywood actors come and do these big arena shows here.
Yeah.
Dude, these motherfuckers have the gall to do arena shows and perform music that's not fucking theirs.
Yeah.
What the
it's
fuck
crazy.
is
They
that
make
shit?
Millions off of
Right,
it.
it's the magic of
Millions.
entertainment. It's like going to a Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
Right? It's the
God.
same
Did
thing.
you guys watch that?
It's just entertainment.
I saw the highlights afterwards. I couldn't pay
I'm
50
not buying
bucks.
that. We streamed it off.
I-
some illegal site.
Yeah, I tried to find it.
I
Oh,
couldn't
you
pay
should
that.
have
I
told me.
couldn't-
You had a link. It's called like crackstreams.net. or
Oh,
something.
Crackstream. I know
Yeah.
Crackstream. Yeah.
My little cousin, you know?
Yeah.
We'll edit that. We'll edit that part. So you don't get pinched
I know that
afterwards.
one. Yeah, man. You know what? I've just seen the ending of that fight. It's like it's a real shame, eh? Like that.
What do you think? What do you think as a boxing
Well,
fan?
I honestly think it's just like it's making fun of the sport. I feel like Tyrone Woodley versus Jake Paul right now. He was like, man, I gotta end this right now. Like I don't know if you guys saw what he said on Instagram.
Yeah.
His
He's
interview, like I gotta
serious.
end this because this is just stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna knock the shit out of Jake Paul.
Someone has to.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, these guys are just making a game out of this
Yeah.
now. I think,
They're pushing it because they can.
yeah, Francis from the UFC.
Yeah.
He said last name again,
Ngannou.
Ngannou. Yeah.
Ngannou, whatever. Yeah, he was like, man, he's like, I only make this much in my entire career or something. And this guy made 20 million in one fight.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Fucking
So
terrible.
this is what's really happening with all that, man. And it's kind of cool we bring this up because this is part of what's really happening in the world in the business. What we grew up with and what guys in your generation look back at so much and go like, wow, those are good times, right?
Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Just like how it was back in our parents' day, it was okay to have sex with your best friend's sister. It was like, oh, fuck, free love, man. Right? Those days were totally gone.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
It's
some
true.
white people shit.
I didn't even know that.
Right?
That's what white people should,
That's
man.
what they used to do
Brown
back
people,
in
we
the day.
couldn't even talk to the sisters.
Yes.
Right.
We couldn't talk to the sisters.
And they weren't thinking about condoms and everything, right? They were worried about like the clap, but they had penicillin, so they didn't care, right? But it was like that. It was free love, and then that changed. And then the good days of us, our days are gone as well. Of the fights and sports and everything being actually for sport.
It's like WWF now.
It is, dude.
Just
They
made up shit.
And I'm glad you say that because that was my next comment. WWEF changed how we look at entertainment and sports. It did. The only reason why it's lasted so long is because people crave that shit. And they've realized in boxing that boxing was dying.
Yeah. it
And
was.
America
Yeah.
didn't have an answer to all the other nations who were pulling out these great boxers.
Yeah.
America didn't have an answer, man. We didn't have an American heavyweight. We didn't have a white hope. Right? They didn't have a white hope,
That's
which
big,
they
that's
want.
big for America, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so they had nothing, dude. Floyd was the only real last kind of piece of old school boxing.
Yeah.
He's
He's the only one. He's the bridge
So
to the
you're
old
not a
school.
fan of like Canelo or like any of these young.
They're doing this to prove a point, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and we have to respect them for it. Because
Fuck that.
No, listen. What they're doing is they're showing and exposing the fucking tyranny of professional fighting.
Nah, I just think they're exposing.
Dude.
I just think they're showing off their privilege, man.
They are, but they're also showing us something. How are these fucking guys who are nobodies in fighting making $20-30 million a fight when guys are dying for their sport making $50,000 a fight? That's the issue. It even, this battle that they're starting or they're trying to start with fucking Dana White.
Yeah.
Right? About,
Stupid.
Right?
Stupid. You don't
But
want to play.
they have
You
a
want to play with
point.
Dana. Yeah,
They
I
have a
mean, you
point.
can say that, but you don't want to play with Dana, man. Like Dana's a different kind of beast. He really doesn't give a fuck about the fighters. He's proven it over and over again that if you're a fighter and you dispute anything, he has to say fucking leave. Paulo Costa was talking about he wants to sign a fight and make $350K. Dana White said, "What the fuck are you talking about? You don't want to fight, don't fight. But we're not paying you $350K.
Here's my prediction, dude. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul are going to start their own league.
I don't doubt it. Could it happen?
And they're going to start a boxing
Isn't
match.
Snoop Dogg starting his own boxing thing?
It's going to start happening. There's going to be fight leagues that will be sanctioned fight leagues. They'll have a fucking $500 million poured into it, and it's going to be a beast. And you're going to see celebrities fighting fighting professional athletes.
Don't do it, y'all.
Yeah,
Don't do
didn't
it.
Chad also single fight? Chad Johnson?
Yeah, he
fought,
got
right?
dropped hard.
Yeah.
But no, for real though, Tyron Woodley really had to make an example out of this guy.
I think people find it more entertaining when
That's
they
all it
see
is.
big names fight.
That's all it
Right,
is.
like big names.
That's the
like,
thing, right? Like,
I can't even name 5 boxers now.
No.
well, the thing is, it becomes
Weird.
it becomes a circus show, right? Like, what the things that we used to see in movies, like the big grand circuses, they're making a mockery out of sport. This is kind of what it is. And I mean, like, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan and his taste of fighting. And he was talking about how he gives this guy a lot of props for going 8 rounds with Floyd. Dude, if Floyd wanted to knock him out,
That's what I was. Yeah.
it would have happened in the first round, and it would have been effortless.
Yeah.
Dude, Floyd's a master. Floyd's
You
not.
think he had the power though? He's never.
100%. It
he's
wouldn't be
never
power.
knocked people out.
It'd be volume, though.
Yeah.
It'd be volume. The thing is, like, you know, Logan Paul, he's 185 some odd pounds. Dude, these guys, the thing that people aren't talking about, there's no fucking testing. There's no testing. These dudes could be doing steroids the entire motherfucking camp, and nobody would, because it's for entertainment.
Dude, they already talked and they made a deal. Like, we're not knocking each other out.
And dude, Floyd comes in with no, like, you know, like he's super ripped,
That's
really
what I said
defined.
too, yeah.
He's kind of like a
He
little
didn't even
round.
train.
Yeah.
He said he didn't. He said 2 or 3 times a week I ran.
Yeah.
He still put on a
And
fucking
then people
clinic.
made an excuse.
And he made
the
60 million.
entertainment industry made an excuse saying, "Oh, he put on weight. That's why he wasn't fit." But I don't know, man. Like,
Dude, you've seen Floyd for the past 20 years never put on weight.
Yeah.
Never. Even in off season, you see Floyd fucking running beside his Bugatti. The motherfucker never puts on weight.
Sport is dead. Sports is
Stop.
dead.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Buddy,
Dude,
they-
UFC is pretty dope.
Okay, listen.
Or MMA overall is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Well, MMA is good,
Yeah.
but it's still rigged. Still rigged for
So
money,
a lot of people are saying,
right? What fight do you want to see more than any fight right now?
Honestly, Francis Ngannou and John Jones.
Right.
That's number 1.
That's all you
think
want
it'll
to
happen,
see.
I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
I think it may happen outside the UFC because I think what's starting to happen is a lot of the black athletes in the UFC are starting to realize that we can be way bigger than the UFC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the thing is, in every other sport, black athletes are the top earners.
Mm-hmm.
Every other sport, they're the top earners. And these guys in UFC are making a fucking fraction.
Yeah.
A fraction.
Make.
So, like a heavyweight title fight, 1.5 million.
"Oh, wow."
In boxing, a middle card can make 15 million. 15 fucking million for a middle card fight.
Yeah, you look at like
The thing-
Canelo, he makes like fucking 30 million.
Yeah, I mean
40
Canelo's
million
like
fight.
he's like the next god of boxing, right?
Yeah.
But like you look at Connor, he negotiates points on pay-per-view, so how many pay-per-view you rack up, he gets paid with that as well. So Connor can make big checks. GSP used to do that as well. Rock used to do that as well. But Dana won't give other fighters the power to do it. Like Nate tried to negotiate that, they told him to fuck off.
Diaz?
Yeah. Nate Diaz tried to negotiate that, like, fuck you, we're not doing that shit. And a lot of these fighters, dude, are fucking legends. And once they leave, like guys like Diego Sanchez, Donald Cerrone, Neil Magny, guys that have like 30 plus fights in the UFC, once they leave, if they didn't do right with their money,
Yeah.
no medical, no dental.
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck's that? What happens to guys that have fought 30 times
Yeah.
and been in fucking wars
Yeah.
and now don't have
Losing record and they retire. and
Right?
They have nothing.
Because I don't know if you've been
Forrest Griffin
like I don't know if you're watching.
Yeah, Forrest
Well,
Griffin.
Forrest got a job with the UFC.
with the UFC
So he's
threw him a
still gets
bone.
paid, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
kind
That's
of.
what you gotta do nowadays. I think you gotta become like a sportscaster or
Yeah.
an announcer,
Coach. Use your
something
name
like
and
that.
be a coach. Save
Yeah.
some money.
Fuck, it's so
Yeah.
disappointing, man.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's
Sucks.
the true enough fighter. So like fighting is an asshole sport. You look into the crowd. Every single face in that crowd is a piece of shit asshole person because that's why they're there. They're there to watch someone get knocked out.
Yeah.
You're not there to be like, oh, I can't wait to see them jostle. No, you're like, no. You're fucking. You want someone to get knocked the
Yeah.
fuck out. You're an
Jostle.
asshole.
Yeah. Before
Right?
I started training though, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But then when I started training, going to the UFC gym, I started seeing technique and all this
Yes,
stuff. I'm
different.
Like, whoa, that's a sick slip, or that's a dope roll, and you countered with this, and you start admiring the sport more.
For
rather than
real.
just wanting to see a knockout.
Yeah.
Right?
Changes your perspective.
Yeah,
Like
big time.
up until that point, it's WWE, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the second you
just wanna
see it-
someone get slammed with a steel chair.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
But boxing's a barbaric sport. It's more you can't who cares about technique in boxing? Like, oh,
really?
Look at him jab.
I do.
Jab.
I watch.
It's
I
pretty.
watch it
It's
now, yeah.
appreciated, but you need to have the payoff.
What kind
in
of
boxing.
what kind of fighter were you? Were you just a brute, or did you dance technique,
And
or you were a berserker?
I just knew I trained my fucking ass off 15 rounds a day. Fucking just went crazy, right? Just to go in there and have 1 minute fights.
You're like a Nate Diaz, then. Just
Yeah,
So you're
that's how it
great
was.
people.
Yeah, I was fucking that way, man.
So what made you want to start training some combat sports?
me. So actually, I went to go DJ at the UFC gym
Oh,
for
shit.
the grand opening, right?
Oh, I remember that.
And then you were there.
Yeah, I went to that gym, but I remember
Oh.
the grand opening. I
Yeah,
remember it.
and I was DJing or whatever, and my family friend Nabil, he worked there, and he was like, "Bro, you should come train here as well." And he's like, "I'll give you a free membership, and like I'll pay you this much, but I'll give you a free membership as well. He's like, would you be down for that?" And I was like, "All right, let's do it. This is sick."
Yeah.
Then I started going, and it just got addicting.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is sick." Bought a punching bag and everything at home, and it's like it's like chess, man. Like, you know, like the way to throw punches, it's not just like you just gotta throw. It's all from down here, and the stuff you learn, the techniques. It's like,
So you got into a little bit of kickboxing?
yeah, I like kickboxing because I guess playing soccer and stuff.
Yeah,
I like to use my
real.
feet.
You got long legs and
Yeah,
shit.
and I feel like if you're in a street fight or something, I don't want
what's
to
gonna
get
happen.
any, but, like,
Absolutely the
TP
best thing
someone,
to
you
have.
know, create your distance and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Absolutely,
Yeah.
the best fighting thing you can do is kickboxing.
yeah,
You think so?
100%.
But every street fight ends up on the ground.
Yeah,
Because the
but-
motherfucker can't fight, so they just dive at you.
Yeah, but
true,
if
too.
you're a
Yeah.
kickboxer, you're like on your toes, boom, boom, right,
Yeah.
bam, you fucking punch him, bam, kick it, right, like
Yeah.
like
if
it's-
you're fighting
it's-
someone that can't fight.
a master kickboxer,
Yeah.
like that is a dangerous fucking dude.
yeah. If someone just tries to dive at me, now I know to just knee him in the face. Or something.
Yeah.
Boom, fucking drop
Yeah.
elbow,
Well,
like
the thing is,
Muay
like-
Thai fighter, that would be
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, back in the day, you didn't know.
Yeah.
No one knew how to fight.
That's all it
Everyone
was
just swung
back
for the
then.
fences. But
Yeah.
now you don't know what the fuck people know.
Dude, when
Everybody
I
can have
was
some
I
tricks.
think everyone trains now.
A little bit, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not no master, but like
Yeah.
I love to train.
Dude, in the summer of 1994, as this gentleman was shitting his fucking pants in his crib with his poor Fijian mother saying, "I can't believe he craps this much. How is this happening to us? What did I do?" I was on the street as a boxer, the toughest guy in my city. In 94, I was the toughest guy in my city, dude. As a boxer. Yeah. No, it was in Victoria. On the island. This is a spot. But I was like, oh, people didn't want to fight because that's all we knew back then.
Yeah.
That
And
was
if,
only
and if,
94.
if one dude knew how to fight,
Yeah.
then they fucked
I
everybody up.
fucking ripped my shirt off and shit. I used to go to the bar. I used to cut this right here, these things right here, in case someone grabbed my shirt. It wouldn't be like, oh fucking, I would just come right off. We were like, oh my god, the shirt came right off, right? Or that sometimes if I had to fight, I had to go aggro.
flex.
I just pull the shirt. I would come off like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and the thing is, you look straight white.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
People don't know you're.
I'd always stick up
you're
for
part-
all my brown.
Well, you gotta
friends and
understand,
shit.
right? Like,
It's
I think we
great.
talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
Like, as brown people, anybody brown skin, the worst
Yeah.
fucking nightmare is this fucking a scary racist white guy.
So much.
So
better.
you end up in a club and a dude rips a shot, like, what the fuck?
I used to hear a lot of stories about what used to happen in the 90s in Surrey because I went to QE, Queen
Oh,
Elizabeth,
shit.
and like my uncles and stuff. They used to
Right.
the white dudes used to come at us with bats
Yes,
and everything.
man.
It used to be white guys versus colored guys. Basically.
Always.
Yeah, always.
Right? It was really
Yeah.
racist. Apparently, back
It was
in the day.
really tough, man, back
Yeah.
then.
Well, it's kind of fucked up
You
because
would know more.
we didn't really know it was racist.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's so fucked up because growing up in this skin, you get called the N-word.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm not black.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the default for white people when they get mad at someone that's brown
They just
skin.
say,
Automatic,
yeah.
doesn't matter what the fuck you are, they just call you that.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me to get offended because I'm not black. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't have that trauma with that word, right?
Yeah.
And what the fuck? Someone calls you a Hindu, you're gonna get offended? You fucking Hindu, dirty Hindu. That was kind of like the
Like
default.
I'm Sikh or
That-
Fijian.
Yeah, it
It's
wasn't
like,
none of those things, right? And now there's so many fucking different ways to make someone feel
Yeah.
shitty about their fucking ethnicity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think more and more often, because you look at social media, it's this constant barrage of this bullshit. White people, being racist towards black people. Some more of these white people just have to start getting fucked up.
Straight out. That's what Mike Tyson said, right?
Yeah.
He said like social media is just teaching people not to get punched in the face, something
Yeah.
like that.
It's
Like we're
allowing
too
them.
comfortable not getting punched in the
Yeah.
face now.
Yeah.
Because
It's
of
so
social
true,
media.
man.
Bro,
So
have you
true.
experienced racism in your life?
Not really, I guess, because
'Cause
I've
you-
never really put myself in situations. I've always been a kind guy to everybody. I
Yeah.
respect everyone.
Yeah.
One time I did in actually Kamloops, but he was saying it to one of my friends, And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And then even the bouncers were like pissed at him because the bouncer was like, yo, my girlfriend's half black. Like, why are you using the N-word on these guys? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, Cologne is bad and shit.
And then these guys almost beat the shit out of him, but I kind of stopped. It's like, yo, you know, like, yeah, this guy deserves to get punched in the face, but like, shit, this is not our hometown. You never know what can happen to us.
Definitely.
Let's just leave it,
especially
you know?
in biker
let
town.
the bouncers handle this guy, and let's just get out of this club.
100%, man, because there's like unpublicized KKK activity in some of those cities out there.
You never know nowadays, man. You just
Scary,
never know.
man.
And the thing is, like, man, I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying, like, racist white people, they'll do some fucking sick shit to people, man. They'll
that dude who just ran over the Muslim family, man, like
weird shit.
Unbelievable.
Right? Like,
It's really weird.
Well, and then there was a shooting. A 6-year-old got shot, right, in the backseat. No, in the city in the States, in the backseat of a car, waiting with the mom in like a parking lot, and these 2 fucking white kids just were shooting up the parking lot, and the 6-month-old.
Black market.
States everywhere.
You can get them fucking everywhere, man.
Even if you're a young kid, I guess,
Yeah,
market.
100%. Well, the thing is, like, they had this law: if you buy a gun at like a private gun sale,
You don't need a license.
you don't need
or
a license, ID, or registration.
What?
And technically, every gun sale is a private fucking gun sale.
Yeah.
So you can buy it for somebody in a van. That's a private gun sale.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
The preposterousness of why everybody wants a fucking gun out there.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why, like, even when I was training with my cousins and stuff at the UFC gym, they were like teaching us street fight techniques as well in case someone pulls a gun out. Because nowadays no one fights.
Yeah.
They just pull out a baton out of nowhere,
Yeah.
a knife,
Now you're like,
and
holy
just,
fuck.
yeah, and you're like, fuck, right. My fist can't stop this knife.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, maybe you can, but
But you're like
a
soccer player, just run.
Yeah, right?
Just go.
Just take
I don't
off.
care. I'll run.
Yeah,
I'll
save
run.
my life first, man.
Dude, I swear to you, if I'm in a fight and all of a sudden I realize I can't win, I'm gonna show my other super skill. I'm gone, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I have zero shame if I'm alone.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
the baddest
If you're
motherfucker
alone,
that I've
definitely.
yeah.
you gotta
Like, yeah.
protect your life. But the baddest motherfucker I know is Sal. Shout out to Clinch MMA.
Yeah, I know.
And he always says, don't worry about ever fighting. Don't
Yeah.
fight.
Just don't fight.
Fucking
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
Someone escalates it, just leave it. Just leave
Straight
it.
up.
Yeah.
Only fight if you absolutely fucking have
it's just
no
your ego.
other
It's
alternative.
your ego messing
But
with
don't
you.
let it get to you. He said it. He's like, I'll walk in a room and I'll look at everybody and I'll be like, I could fucking kill everybody here.
Yeah.
But you don't ever actually go and fucking kill everybody in the room,
Yeah.
right? You just know that you have that ability. So he's like, you get all these new skills and shit. Don't think you want to go and show off and, start some shit and punch someone in the face,
Yeah.
right? But you ever get the urge?
I never do. Honestly, I've never been in a fight in my life.
That's good.
for real?
Oh, fuck,
Yeah,
that's
entire
really good,
26
man.
years,
Well
never
done,
fought
man.
in
Yeah,
my
that's
life.
really good.
Maybe like elementary school,
Yeah, a little
get
scuffle
my
or
ball,
something.
soft stuff like that. But I've never been in a fight. I just don't.
That's good.
I know for a fact that the dude's coming up to me. I'm like, man, I could probably destroy you.
Yeah.
But like, not trying to be cocky.
Yeah,
Nah, for real.
But then
man.
I'm still like calm. Like, yo, man, listen, like it's all good. This is not worth it, type of thing. Like I would get pissed at people on the field,
Yeah.
and I'd like. You want to fight, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
pissed on the field.
Heated.
But then I would
Heated
go
moment.
after to the other team and I would apologize to the coaches of the way I act and stuff. And
Yeah.
I would tell that guy, I'm like, yo, man, you don't know me. You don't know what I can do. I don't know you. I don't know what you can do. Let's just drop it right here, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, we're in the public eye, right? You make music, I
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
You never know. These guys come up to your event and boom, you're done. Just wait outside for you. You just got to be so safe nowadays.
Dude, I've had that happen.
You're a well-adjusted person.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, it
Think
seems
like
like
10
it.
steps ahead.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the thing too, when you DJ, like you DJ at events and all that, right? So when you do that, you actually learn a lot about people
Yeah.
when you
Big
DJ. Because you kind of have these moments, I don't know if you have it as a DJ, when the music's playing, people are dancing, and you leave your body. It usually happens to me every time I DJ, but I leave my body and I kind of literally step back from my DJ booth and I look at everything from like as if it was behind me, and you have these weird reflections on life. Like you have these weird kind of thoughts about just about you, like your own existence. You become really self-aware in the moment. Like when you have a packed dance floor, that's something that a lot of people can do, and create, because you're creating that from nothing. You're God in a sense, right? And so you get this moment where you're like a realization of what you've created. And when you start to get those things happening to you on a dance floor and music, which is very spiritual, whether you're playing rave or drum and bass or pop or whatever you're playing, right? When you have those moments, they actually happen to me in real life.
It's amazing.
And it usually happens to me in silence, like, because I never listen to music when I'm alone, right? I always move in silence, always. And it's like, I have these moments where I step back out of my body.
So
I look at my life.
That's sick though.
It's from DJing, it's from being spiritually connected to music.
But you don't believe in the spirit.
No, but not that kind of spirit.
So what are you saying?
Spirit is like, to me, when I say spirit, is there's things that move and light your spirit. You know what I mean? Like music. Music will enhance your spirit of the moment where you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I feel good, man. Yeah. To me, when you're feeling music and shit, that's spirit, right? When you're on the field and you're running and you don't get tired throughout the whole game, you're fucking spiritually connected with that game.
You feel like you're God.
Yeah, dude.
You connect with your body too.
You finish the game 90 minutes and you're not even tired.
Yeah, go rock a pizza or something after, you're good.
Right? There's a feel to that. When you fight in an arena in front of 3,000 people, I've fought in front of 3,000 people.
Damn.
Right? And you knock somebody out in the first round.
Ooh.
There's a spiritual thing that happens there because all the effort you put in the back has just come to that moment, right? That's why Mike Tyson got so fucking big. He became a god because of how he was connected to his sport, right? He was so connected to what he was doing. It was
because of your spirit, motherfucker. That's what it is.
It's like you guys with music, right? Yeah. When you write a track and you're like, oh, fuck yeah. It worked, the beat with the lyrics and the fucking this, and it's just all works, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't feel like I write the song, like rarely ever, because when you start writing, like I try to do like a lot of free writes and just practice with the pen and just always write different rhyme schemes just to keep the pen sharp, right? Yeah. And when you start writing, I don't feel like there's parts I don't even feel like I'm writing anymore because the pen just keeps moving and moving and moving, and I don't even feel like I can stop. And the thing is, when you're rhyming, you have to be real particular because hip hop is like, bar structure is like a science, right? Placing bars in the right place, making sure you catch the person's ear every single time you want to. You fucking hit the hi-hat with your words. Whatever you're doing in the rhyme scheme, it's a science. So technically, you should be thinking about it, but when you're writing, there's no fucking thought.
When I listen to your stuff, I feel like you have a dictionary on deck, but it's just you because the words this guy uses. You know, it's
appreciate
like,
that.
Very intricate with his.
Yeah, you're like
words.
The words you use. I'm like, fuck, I gotta Google this shit. What the hell did he just say? You know,
Well,
your vocabulary is like. Massive.
Yeah, I read a lot, man.
Yeah.
I read a lot and I study a lot, and it means a lot to me personally to be able to project myself that way.
Yeah.
I want people to see, like, dude, man, like over the years, there's been like a major, what should I say? A major washing down of the value of what a brown person can be, right? And popular culture overall, period, right? Every single time you see a brown person, I don't give a fuck what movie, what series, wherever you see them, there's always in a lowly position, right?
Yeah.
The store clerk, fucking a victim of violence. They're always victims of violence, and that drives me crazy to no end because all the brown dudes I know, they're not going to be victims to no motherfucking body. They're not the kind of people to be made victims of. So anytime I project myself in public or wherever I am, I want to make sure people get like the best representation of what I think a brown person can be, and that's everything.
Yeah.
Dude, we can be everything. When I first, Praveen, she goes by Pepper.
Yeah, trainer actually.
Right? Oh shit! Right.
Yeah.
So we're really good
Is that
friends.
Pepper Prasad?
Yeah, her.
Oh, that's good, man. She looks good online.
Yeah.
She looks
She's
really
killing
good.
it, man.
She's killing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's happy and healthy and good shape and good.
Yeah, so she's
happy
like,
face.
so we're like the same kind of circle of friends where we're really close, and she kind of put me onto what you were doing, so I checked it out, and it's hard to tell you're Fijian unless you're a Fijian.
Yeah.
Right? Because other people are like, oh, what kind
Until
of brown?
he smiles. When he smiles, you can tell he's Fijian.
Well, dude, I'm
Right?
sure you've heard what kind of brown are you? At some
I
point
always
in your
get
life.
black.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm like.
You're black until you smile, bro. And as soon as you smile, I'm like, oh, Fijian smile, man. Yeah, you can tell.
Island Steez.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so a big goal of mine is to make sure that when people see brown people, it's a fucking positive representation. And I try and enforce that amongst all the brown people that I know, right? Because I don't want people to see us as fucking sloppy or conniving or whatever it is. Especially if you're gonna be an entertainer and put yourself out there. Yeah. And dude, you represent yourself very well, man. It's fucking dope. I love what you're doing. That's why I wanted to have you on here, right? Because I want people to see,
really good.
like, just the spread and spectrum of what we are as people and what we bring as an influence and within our own culture. I think brown people are pretty fucking spectacular, man.
Yeah. Well, and it's starting to show. You know what I mean? It's starting to finally show because people are starting to take notice of different cultures, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not to go into some crazy rant, but it's because honestly, It's because white and black culture is becoming too much for people
There's
to
no
handle.
white culture.
No, but what there is white culture, dude. There is
Parents,
white
man.
culture, bro.
Fuck this thing, okay?
No, you gotta be nimble with it.
I can't. Pointless. But yeah, no. Go on, culture.
No. I mean, there is white culture. There's obviously white and there's obviously black culture.
What's white culture?
White culture
Salt and
is
pepper, man.
yeah, man. This is
Mayonnaise.
ebony and ivory, man.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
just it
that's
is.
culture for them, man.
You know, I don't know what is white culture. You know what I mean, though.
No, there's no
Oh,
there's
fuck,
no
here
white
I go.
culture.
I fucked up.
Okay, listen. There's no white culture because white's a color, right? It's a skin color. Skin color doesn't have culture. We don't say brown skin culture, right? Indian culture, because our background is Indian or Fijian or wherever we bring our perspective from. White culture, Irish, Italian, Scottish, British, they can have cultures from there, wherever they're from.
Yeah.
But once you get to North America, there's no North American culture. North America is a theft of culture. That's what it is.
Straight up.
Mixed bag.
Because
bag
because
culture.
of the ethnicities that are here.
Yeah.
Right? It's because of the
The
ethnicities.
British people come and just try to rob everyone, you know?
They did, and they
Yeah.
still do.
The whole Kamloops thing right now, you guys probably heard of.
It's so
Yeah.
sad, man.
It's really
so
tragic,
sad.
man.
Yeah.
And like, I think one conversation piece we have to start changing as well is, we always talk about races, right? Different races.
Oh, different races.
Yeah. There's no fucking different races. There's only one race, man. There's only
Human
a fucking
race.
human race, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And we
fuck! I see what you did there.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
why
yeah.
why do we separate ourselves as races? You can separate yourself as an ethnic group or like a language group, or if you want to be that, Neanderthal
we do
like
that, bro?
skin color. But we're not a fucking different race.
it's really easy why we do that. It's because the races do it to themselves. The races on Earth, like black people and Chinese people and Fijian people, they are so worried about losing their culture that they have to say that this is our Fijian race.
But brown people don't say that shit, yo.
But if you were to say, okay, well, we want you guys to just forget about your culture for the next generation of people coming up. You guys, we're all going to combine and we're all going to follow this one culture. So now there's no more Chinese and Fijian and Indian and white and black. No more.
I'd be down with
We're
that.
all going to follow this culture.
Yeah, we should.
That's it. Let's go.
But no one would do it.
Dump years of tradition and all that stuff, all the wedding shit you do, like all the stuff, ceremonials and arranged marriages and stuff. That's all over. We're all right. We can't do
But
that.
why do we have to though?
Because, dude, it took a million fucking years. It took 10,000 years for us to get here to do it. We don't want to throw 10,000 years of evolution away.
That's what makes us different, though. Tradition and culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And there's value.
From each other.
There's value in it.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of beauty in it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's things that I see in people's cultures that I have no idea what they're doing, but
Smells good.
oh, dude, only
I just don't do
kids.
it, though.
But yeah, like there's so many beautiful things in culture that we can appreciate of each other. I think if we start recognizing everybody as
One
people
person.
first,
Yeah.
like
It's really true.
Let's not look at like our culture. Like we're all humans first, right? Like
100%.
religion always tries to say, be a good Muslim, be a good Christian, be a good Hindu, be a good whatever you are. But they never say be a good fucking person, right? Be a good person.
Well, it's the golden rule in every religion, though.
But it's not.
Oh,
it's
isn't
to
it?
be a good Christian.
Oh, yeah.
It's to be a good Muslim.
You're Muslim, right?
Nah. I grew up in a Muslim household
Yeah.
with a Muslim background.
But you just-
I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it and say I'm
And
Muslim.
that's very honest to say. I think he does. You do some things, right? Like you do
You
have
fast?
some very.
I fast.
Fasting.
I fast because
You s-
I think it's a beautiful thing to fast.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a beautiful thing
Cleanse
to.
the body.
Yeah. So all four of us as a family do it, but there's no religious connotation.
But your
that we
parents will
take.
probably follow.
100%.
Right?
They're deep.
Yeah.
Dude, they're deep. And when we first kind of had this conversation that I can't be this religious person, I know they fucking took it hard as
Yeah.
fuck.
100%.
Yeah.
The old folks would.
Oh, dude, that whole generation takes it hard, right?
Yeah,
Because
dude.
it's like it's a part of their identity, man.
Yeah.
They can't separate themselves from the Muslim and the person, and that's scary as fuck to me because you're like so committed to just this one way of thinking, and that's the only way of thinking you can ever take. Did you grow up with religion?
Yeah, Hinduism.
Are you would you still consider yourself a Hindu?
Yeah, I consider myself Hindu. I do like the prayers and stuff, but I'm not like you know, like fully invested into it. I'll still do what I do. Like I have the gods tatted on me and stuff.
It's in your heart.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Like
I love the Hindu Sanskrit to house music. Like, you know, when the guy reads the
Sanskrit text,
and everything, and he reads it over like some chill tropical house or something
like some yoga shit.
It's some yoga deep trance shit. It's like, whoa,
Hinduism
man,
is
that's
just like really cool to me. So that's why I kept going with it. And I would do my own research on YouTube and stuff, and I would see like what they would talk about and like how it started, why it started. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
But I also looked into like Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and all them and stuff too, right?
Big,
like Islam, and I was like, this is sick too, because of all the terrorist stuff going on. I was like, when I was a kid, 9/11, right? I think it was 2001, and that was a grade 1.
Yeah,
and I
you're
was
7, 8 years
old. Shit.
I was like, Muslims are all bad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, because that's what the media told us, right?
Well, that's, you know, it's that age.
Yeah,
all
we're
the
7
kids were
years
listening
old.
to
Yeah, I
that.
don't know shit, right? But then I started we got a computer or whatever. I started Googling some stuff, and it didn't even say that in the, what's it called again? The book? I forgot.
Quran? The Quran?
No, Quran.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
The Quran. Yeah, the Quran. Yeah, and the Quran doesn't even say anything like you have to kill people if they do this.
No.
They just North America just makes them look bad and says Muslims are about this and that, but they're not about that.
Yeah,
they're about
no.
peace and love. And
Yes.
I think the really scary thing is like, you guys hear the word jihad, right?
Yeah.
You guys hear jihad,
it
holy war,
sounds
holy war.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at what the Quran and the Hadith, like the two books back, like you know how there's the Bible and there's the Gospels, right?
Yes.
The Gospels are like the stories of the apostles.
Yeah.
That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
The Quran has the same thing. So we have the Quran, which is the main book, the holy book, the guideline to the religion, and then we have what's called the Hadith, which is like the lifestyle of the Prophet Muhammad, kind of like the way he ran his life. And jihad is a war within yourself, of being your best person. That's how it's always described. It's never described as warring, right?
Yeah.
So when just a little fucking history tour in Afghanistan.
History.
So with the first war with Afghanistan, when Russia invaded Afghanistan, just back in the 70s, late 70s, and America was trying to help, and they needed a savior in Afghanistan. They found Osama bin Laden, and they basically paid Osama bin Laden a shitload of money and weapons to fight off the Russians and get them out of Afghanistan. That was the idea. So they did. Afghanistan won. They won the war. Osama became this hero, and then the U.S. promised a whole bunch of reconstruction money to Osama to fix Afghanistan. War was over. U.S. got the fuck out. Sorry, you don't get your money anymore. And then Osama bin Laden turned into the fucking Osama that you know now.
The evil fucking guy.
Yeah. So
was he actually the CIA undercover agent?
Nah, that whole
That's
that's
lie.
nonsense. That's nonsense.
They just did him wrong and then tried to smear his name.
Well, you gotta understand, the bin Laden family has
Ripped
deep
him off.
financial ties in the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like major stakeholders in Disney and Pepsi and all these massive
Really?
companies. So if you look at a little conspiracy theory,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah.
I love that.
If you
Okay,
look at that,
get
if you
ready,
look at
'cause I'm gonna ask you.
9/11, they grounded all aircraft. No aircraft was allowed to fly anywhere out of North America. One fucking plane left North America, and it was the bin Laden family plane.
Wow.
That was the only plane that was allowed to leave North America.
Yeah.
Now, you gotta understand, it's not Osama bin Laden that left North America.
No.
Osama bin Laden's eldest brother, the one that runs all the finances, multi-billionaire, his plane with his family and relatives and friends all got to leave. But the country was shut down for everybody else.
Yeah, I remember.
That's some gangster shit.
And they said they also lost the black box in the plane that
Right.
carries all the data, right?
But
And
they
no
found
passport.
the passport.
Yeah,
They found one passport, bro. So okay. So my point is, when they were doing this war in Afghanistan, Americans figured out that this term jihad could be interpreted to mean multiple things. So they would drop pamphlets from helicopters in Afghanistan all over the country in whatever language they speak. I think it's Pashtun in Afghanistan. And talking about you're being recruited for a holy war. This is your turn to fight the jihad. So they created the term jihadi in a war sense, right? America created that shit
Of course they
and
did.
put it onto the Afghanis, and then they created it, and then the Taliban is born, right? This really strict, angry, hateful version of Islam that they perpetuate in Afghanistan. This is literally born of fucking American CIA ops, right? They're
Well, that's
dirty as
funny
fuck.
because, you guys remember when ISIS and stuff was going around?
Yep.
So, do you guys watch Prison Break?
Oh yeah.
No.
You watch it?
Yeah.
So I did their season 10. I was in the background.
Oh,
So I was one of the background actors, and
nice.
they casted me as a terrorist. So we were called ISIL, and they're like, "You look like a terrorist."
ISIL,
Yeah, you're gonna be the terrorist guy. I was shot here in Vancouver,
Yeah.
so we're doing background and stuff, and they basically just told us all this shit how to be a terrorist.
Yeah.
And they're like, "This is what
ISIL.
you have to do. You gotta run after these guys. These are your guns," and they just made us all look like badass.
Was that hard to do? Did you feel any kind of way about it, or you can
I would
separate?
I could separate it
Yeah.
because I was like, shit, we just all literally just gotta act a little bit.
Or deeper, are you desensitized to it?
Nah.
Like, does it really affect you at all? Like, when some terrorists are like, oh, Muslim terrorists on the news, they're like, oh, they are.
Oh, when they say shit like that, it does piss me off. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, like you guys are tripping right now. The real terrorist is like the fucking Columbine dude, right? People like that. The dude who shot up the theater.
Yeah.
The dude who bombed the New York Marathon,
Mhm.
Boston
Yeah,
Marathon.
Boston Marathon,
Those
yeah.
are the real terrorists. Like,
Yeah.
I hate it when they blame Muslims for being terrorists when they're not terrorists. And they say, like, they put such a bad name on them because my cousins are Muslims as well.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, man, like.
Yeah, Fiji's got a big split between
Yeah.
Hindus and Muslims, for sure.
But then
Yeah.
you're casted as a terrorist
Yeah.
who
It's fucked.
they say is Muslim,
Yeah, that's what they said.
right? So then you have a white woman
Yeah.
who I know is definitely a fucking Karen because
Actually.
I've been on sets as
Yeah.
an actor as a
Oh,
background. They don't
sure.
respect or like you at all.
Nah, I just eat all the fucking food.
Right? You just eat the food and you get your
15 hours.
15 hours sitting there for $28 an
Literally
hour
like
for
a
8
dog.
hours.
Yeah.
You know, then it goes to
pretty dope.
36.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. The money was nice, man.
Yeah.
The check came out nice. We got like $2,000 for like 30 hours of work.
Yeah, and you
I
just
was like,
sit there
shit.
talking to
Movie money is
people,
nice.
get
Yeah.
on set.
Make new friends. and
Make new
stuff.
friends,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I wasn't really offended when they said you look like a terrorist. Like, I know I already look like a badass dude with the tattoos and shit and the hair, and I was like, "Okay, whatever, man. Fuck, might as well make money off my looks."
Yeah, for real, man.
And
But I don't mean it in an offensive way.
No, of course.
You know?
But see, this is where the industry's really changed because 40 years ago, you know, in the 70s and 80s, if you asked a Muslim man to play that role, he would have fucking lost his
Yeah.
mind.
Would never happen.
He would have lost his mind, and they would have hired a white person to play that fucking
They
terrorist
have.
role.
They have.
Well, we had
Right.
like I think there's like 30 of us who were supposed to be terrorists, and like 29 of them were like Muslim people, and they didn't care though. They were just like,
They're just trying to make it.
yeah, I guess that's what it was.
That's what it
Just trying
is.
to make
It's
it.
the honest
Yeah.
truth. It's the
'Cause I asked
industry.
them like, yo, do you guys don't mind that I'm doing this shit, right? Like, I don't want to offend anyone. And they're
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, it's all good, you know. We just gotta work.
Yeah.
They're like, we know we're not this, so who gives a shit? As long as you're
Facts.
true to yourself,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. And I'm like, all right, straight up, let's do this, man.
So where do you get this approach from? Where you just feel like you feel very comfortable in your own skin?
Yeah.
Obviously, you were kind of brought up in a situation where you're given a lot of confidence and
Yeah.
built up in a way that made you feel this way.
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, I just, like in high school, I guess just seeing, like, I've never drank or smoked in my life.
Oh, good.
Right? So I guess, yeah.
Fucking lucky.
That's why when you message me, I'm
I'd
like,
do
nah,
the same.
dude,
I could
shit.
start over.
Yeah.
To be honestly, man, I misjudge the fuck out of you.
Dude,
and I try not
everyone-
to judge people,
everyone
man.
You're
does.
such a stereotyper.
Everyone
Right?
does just
No,
that.
but I
man.
try not to be that person, man.
Nah, you're not-
So when you told me, I'm like, ah, fuck, I feel
Trust
like an
me,
idiot.
everyone always is like, yo, you probably smoke, or when I'm DJing, yo, you want some blow or shit? I'm like,
Oh,
get
shit.
this shit away from me. Man.
I'm the
doing
same.
that stuff.
It's the
Yeah.
same all
I'm
the
a good
time.
dude, man. But like seeing how dumb people act, I feel like.
Oh,
and
yeah.
being
Oh, yeah,
with,
it's the
with a
worst.
sober mind.
And who knows what
Yeah.
you're snorting either, right?
Yeah.
Like fucking straight up.
Yeah.
This is my only vice. I would try some. I would fuck with some mushrooms if we had the right scenario, but I can't fuck with alcohol. It it makes people fucking ridiculous.
I actually tell if my clients like smoke weed and shit,
Mhm.
yeah, that's good. That's why it's banned in sports. You guys probably know that
Yeah.
because it's a muscle relaxer, right?
Yeah.
It relaxes your muscles really well. So I'm like, man, if you guys want to recover faster, go ahead, do your thing. I just don't choose to do it.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
recover
good.
some
It's
other
not
way,
banned in the
but-
NBA though.
Yeah,
It's not banned in the NBA
Nope.
now?
No.
Oh.
Nope. Adam Silver gave everybody a pass.
Oh yeah.
They don't test for pot.
You guys probably just smoke
Make
weed
so much
like
motherfucking
crazy.
sense, dude. I love all the smoke podcasts. Matt Barnes and Steven
Yeah.
Jackson, and
Matt Barnes is
it's
sick.
fucking dope.
And Steven Jackson.
And Steven Jackson said that 75% of the players in the league smoke weed.
Even the
course.
CFL dudes, like I know a couple of like the Lions dudes who come out
Yeah.
to our events. They all do their thing,
Yeah.
Because I think in the CFL you don't get tested.
No, you
After-
don't get tested for anything.
Yeah.
And in the UFC, they have whatever state you're fighting in, if it's legal there, you can
I
smoke.
see Nate Diaz just lights a blunt.
Dude, at the fucking
conference,
weigh-ins,
right?
the
Yeah,
motherfucker
weigh-ins,
lights up
yeah.
a joint right after he
Yeah.
weighs in.
That's great.
That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Man. But to be honest with you, man, almost every single person I've met that does jujitsu smokes weed.
Yeah.
While they fucking train jujitsu.
Well, didn't Tyson say that he would like snort a little and then get into the ring?
Yeah, the
Because
maniac.
he'd feel it.
Every single drug, there's a benefit to fighting, and only fighting. Only fighting is the only sport that I can legitimately say every drug, illicit drug, has benefits.
Have you done it in the ring?
No, never.
No.
You're
But
disciplined.
But in the training aspect is when it's good. Not on the fight night. On the fight night, if you do that, you don't know what can happen. If you're high on blood clots, like there's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah.
If your blood's pumping, your heart's pumping too fast, adrenaline gets a hold of you. Like it's not safe to do that. But with training, you can almost do almost anything. Everything has a purpose. Weed for muscle healing, right? For resting and sleeping.
And thinking as well.
Thinking. Mushrooms for connection with
Like not the mushrooms that get you like fucked.
Yeah, those mushrooms.
Those
mushrooms, man.
What?
In the right dose.
Like a proper, yeah.
In the right dose.
Like microdosing on a daily
yeah.
basis. A fighter microdosing on a daily basis will be sharper.
amazing.
Eyes will be
So many fighters.
reflexes. Oh
really?
yeah.
Yeah, psilocybin.
Is it, so I don't know shit about mushroom, but is it literally just a fucking mushroom?
Yeah. They just
yeah.
dry it out and you eat. Well, I mean, you can have it in multiple forms. You can have just eat the whole fucking mushroom. It tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Or you can get it crushed and put in a pill. And
Like the mushroom you would cook with. What's the exact same?
100%.
Yeah, but these are just magic mushrooms.
Literally. Like the shit from Harold and
The
Kumar.
Yes.
what the mushrooms do, it's a really interesting thing. This is why it's great for fighting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of fighters who are experienced-ish will go in there and they'll be fighting on instinct. They know how to throw their jabs. They know that their secret is their uppercut. They know all these things about their fighting style and what they do. But they're not able to get into their own psyche and do something outside of what they know how to do, right? So every fighter that's great has their technique, but also can manage when shit is going wrong. They know what to do, right? What the mushrooms do on a regular basis is give you the conscious thinking. So when you're a boxer or you're an athlete and you're running and you're doing shit, you do everything subconsciously, right? The only time that you do anything conscious is when you have the ball in your foot. That's it. Because now you're thinking, okay, what do I got to do? Unless it's just a standard move the ball, shift the ball or whatever to the side, whatever. You have to think about your next step. In boxing, you don't have a conscious thought until you're fucked up and you're against the ropes maybe and you're taking shots. You have to think about how to get out of that. Otherwise, it's subconscious. So what the mushrooms do, even for jiu-jitsu, when guys are sharper in jiu-jitsu, they're able to think outside the box of their regular moves, because jiu-jitsu is all just a series of moves moving together, and who gets outside of that move and wins, right? Outside of that sequence, right? So that's what it allows them to do, is that you focus, you have a deeper thought process, right? You think quicker.
Have you done any jiu-jitsu?
Nah, I haven't done it, but someone told me. Oh, do you know DJ Gab? He's one of our DJ friends. I don't know if you know him, but he was like, yo, come do jiu-jitsu. Come train with me. He's like, all we need is like a 6x6 area and let's just roll. And I was like, shit, I suck at rolling, but I'll try it.
Yeah.
Add it to your arsenal, might as well, right?
Yeah. So you did try it?
No, I never tried it. We never got to because of the pandemic and everything here, right? It's like we don't want to touch each other on the ground.
Have you done any?
Jiu-jitsu is too emotional for me. It's too. It's gotta. That's the thing. People. This is true. Like jiu-jitsu is not to be fucked with. It is a very emotional and connected sport because you're close to somebody and you are feeding off of what they do, and that's where it becomes the dance, right? Because you're feeding and you roll with them and you don't fight it. You kind of go with it, and then you know you got to get. Once you fight it, you're fucked. Because then you get the flow. It's like a wrench in the.
But I can tell you, the first time you have someone's balls in your face, it fucking sucks.
You did it?
I did jiu-jitsu with clinch for about 5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
5 years.
That ain't shit, man. I'm a fucking 2-stripe white belt.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything in jiu-jitsu. You have to go for like 10 years straight to even be like good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why kids are getting into
joke.
it so
Yeah, I see a lot of kids.
Yeah, our whole family, me, my wife, my kids, all 4 of us, we train to clinch.
Just
so
kick ass,
my
man.
kids know jits. My son and daughter are both pretty fucking dope.
It's
But
sick to know, man.
dude, man, it's like being in a fucking dryer. Just put yourself in a dryer, turn that shit on, and just let it tumble you for fucking half an hour.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Dude, it'll.
It's a big ass crap.
Yeah, dude, that's what the only sport I've ever played where every single part of your body is sore. When I mean every single
heard
part,
that.
I mean like this part of your finger. This fucking part of your finger. Everything is sore.
Yeah.
Because everything is grips. You're
Yeah.
gripping these big ass fucking gis that are super thick, and everything, your entire body is flexing the whole fucking time. Can you imagine motherfuckers come and smoke weed and just destroy everybody in the room?
Yeah.
But you said they don't do it before fight night, though, right?
No, well, jiu-jitsu like is more for tournaments, right?
Yeah,
But constantly in jiu-jitsu, you roll. That's
Yeah.
how you get better. You fucking roll.
Yeah.
And these guys smoke weed before they roll, and they just become monsters.
Yeah, you're just loose, right? You're relaxed. You got to be relaxed in jiu-jitsu.
I just gotta say, if you get in a street fight with somebody and their ears are fucked up, just walk away.
Yeah, straight out cauliflower ears.
Yeah,
walk away.
You don't want to mess with that dude.
Yeah.
He did something fucked up to get those ears.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now soccer's done for you.
Yeah.
So you're into DJing and you're into.
Well, I'm still playing. So,
You're still playing a little bit.
our
Just
season's
playing
about to
like
start out. Yeah. Premier level.
Premier level.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What team is it?
Sir United.
Sir United.
Yeah,
Oh,
Fraser
fuck, they're
Valley
pretty
Premier.
dope, man. They got a good logo.
Yeah, we just combined with them. We were like separate, and then we just merged. Now the whole league is like pissed off at us because we're stacked. We pulled the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, oh wow. You
Kind of
kind
fucked up there.
Wow, man, crazy. So
Whatever.
you're doing that. So then music, is it just getting back now into live
DJ?
gigs and
Yeah,
stuff?
I think- I hope by July 1st we can get back into it. And, like you probably miss performing too, right?
It fucking sucks to not
Yeah.
perform. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one quarantine performance, and they had a shield up between us and the crowd,
That's so stupid.
and it felt so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's not right.
This COVID shit is just.
Yeah. So all the shows that I was trying to do during COVID, if they had the shield, I'm like, ah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I know we got to do it because of protocol.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man, and it's gonna all be gone pretty soon.
I
What kind
hope so,
of
man.
music do you
DJ?
spin? Yeah.
I love hip hop and R&B, man.
Hip-hop.
R&B is like my go-to,
Yeah.
but obviously R&B is not gonna get dance floor cracking at
Not
12
out
o'clock. You gotta play hip hop, you know.
Not in this city.
Yeah, the city's
Yeah,
really
in the-
all over the
man,
place.
in the States, I went out there and I saw a couple of DJs. These guys were going from like hip hop to like Whitney Houston to Bruno Mars to 21 Savage,
Yeah.
and they were loving everything, every type of music.
Yeah.
And I said, why can't Canada be like this?
Well, it can be because, that's the thing, man. There's so much opportunity
Yeah.
for somebody to just be who they want to be.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is fucking with you.
No,
Okay.
it's all good. That's
Yeah,
why I
man.
like that's why I like DJing at like tap house and these public
Yeah, pubs and
houses
shit, yeah.
because you can play a variety of music and people will love it. You can go from like Flo Rida to like 50 Cent and then bring it to Michael Jackson. And it's like
Yeah.
because I love every type of music.
That's
And
cool,
then
man.
It's just like cool when you can. That's why sometimes weddings are fun.
Yeah,
You
they
play
are.
everything,
They're
you know?
different.
The right crowd. What first got you into music? What artist?
I think we grew up on like when it was like 50 Cent, obviously
Yeah.
Tupac and
Right.
Biggie. Mostly 50 Cent because Tupac and Biggie we didn't know a lot
Already
about.
passed,
We were
yeah.
little kids, elementary school.
Yeah.
We just thought they were cool and stuff, right? But I think 50 Cent was the shit back then.
Oh shit.
When we were growing up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, exactly. The video game and all that
He's a
stuff.
bad motherfucker,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's one of the best, man.
50 Cent,
You think so?
I do think so, yeah. Okay, so when I say one of the best,
100%, I think so too.
when I say one of the best, I look at overall package, all right? Because there's a lot of aspects to the game,
Yeah.
right? And I think, a lot of it is how notable are you worldwide, which plays into it a big time, right? And also, how much money did you make off your image? How many hits did you have, right? How many times did you, as a black rap artist in the early 2000s, fucking penetrate the fucking top Billboard?
Yeah, he had hits.
So many hits.
He had
So many
Dre in his
hits.
pocket,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But he's such a dick.
Yeah, maybe.
After, right? He became a dick.
Yeah, like over the past like 5-6 years, he's been a real dick, man. A lot of people.
And all that, just like dissing everyone.
Yeah, it's kind of like he does some piece of shit things.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's talented. Like, you know, he produces Power and all these, you know,
Yeah.
crazy television projects.
He stays busy.
He's a talent. He's a talent, but he's kind of a
he's
dick.
dope. I love
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I do too. I kind of look at it as like I understand the dickness. I understand, well, because I understand where he's.
Dickness.
Yeah, I understand where he's going. Like it's a weird thing, entertainment, you know, and to be somebody, you know, like in this world, you kind of have to have a different direction. You either have to go, you know, television direction or you go online, like go television, movies, or you go online, right? Because online is a whole other world, and it doesn't require you to behave yourself, right? You can be famous and make money, you know, and then over here you want to go this direction, you have to kind of Hollywood, you have to mind your own business, you know, like the internet has opened up this whole other world of entertainment that has little rules to it,
And it's so weird because
you
like
risk so much.
you said Logan Paul, and like I would say up until a couple years ago, I didn't even know who the fuck he was.
Either. But apparently they've been doing YouTube since they were 13, like eating Legos and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Because
they capitalize on that shit. Like, you know?
It's just stupid white boy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Jackass. Like, just like Jackass.
Yeah.
But not as popular.
But Jackass is fucking.
Jackass is funny. Those guys are cool.
Oof. That's some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember probably one of the worst ones where they were fucking giving them their eyes paper cuts.
Oh, I remember that.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Why would you even think that's a thing to do?
These guys are fucked, man.
Yeah, these guys are crazy.
A lot of drugs though too.
Oh, a lot of drugs.
Steve said this guy just do plates of blow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are the 2000s, I guess. Is that 2000s when it was?
It was. Yeah, early 2000s.
Jackass, Borat.
Oh, I kind of like Sacha Baron Cohen though. He's kind of a G, man. He's kind of a G. I think he's one of the only openly like Jewish descent artists that publicly calls out Israel. Like most Jewish heritage celebrities don't say shit.
Yeah.
They don't say shit. They keep it quiet. Like even Bill Maher, who's like publicly outspoken, always protects Israel. Fucking Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, publicly protects. Like all these guys protect Israel. And Sacha Baron Cohen doesn't give a fuck. Borat's brave, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Like I don't think people understand how smart that guy is, right? Like he's like an Oxford graduate.
Yeah, but
actually,
like he's a smart motherfucker, man. Before he became an actor, he was
Was that movie scripted, or was it just like let's just go with the flow?
which one, the Borat movie?
They're a bit of both.
A
bit of both.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything's scripted.
Dude, it takes some balls to do some of the shit he did, though, man.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's comedy. You know, the thing is with comedy, if you want to be successful, be funny.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to be funny and make it.
Yeah.
It's hard to stand up there and do stand up and kill it.
I was just that's so funny you brought that. I was just talking to someone about that today. I was like, man, there's like no one, like she was like, oh, you're so funny. I was like, yeah, in the moment.
Yeah.
I made a joke. I was like, I should do stand up and shit, right? She's like, yeah, you should. I was like, nah, I suck at that. Like I can make jokes interacting and shit. But like not when I'm up there on stage. Like props to those comedians, man. Like thinking about situations in your head and making it funny, like Kevin Hart and them.
Dude, that's the hardest art I think that exists. Stand-up comedy.
Trying to be funny.
I don't think there's anything more difficult than that shit. Like it's one thing to have a beat and a mic and you can, you know, control the crowd that way. But if you're just being funny, man, oh my god,
you have to just be it. You can't try to be it. It's this is a brutal reality of life. Like being a dreamer, as we all are. There's sometimes you dream about shit that is fucking impossible to get, but it feels so good as a dreamer to try and prove it wrong, right?
100%.
You know what I mean? And funny is a hard look. Funny, acting, musician. I think maybe those three: being funny, being an actor, and being a musician are the three things you have to be born with.
Yeah.
I really believe it, dude. Even acting, I understand you can learn it and you can develop into it, but there's something about just fucking the people that do it from a young age. They just have it, right? Like they have it and they're developed in it and they grow into this Brad Pitt and these fucking head.
Some people just have that thing. that thing.
Yeah,
But dude, I think with comedy, man, it's so different
Comedies,
because
you gotta be funny.
well, and there's such a huge variety. Like Patrice O'Neal, right? One of my favorites, and I've watched some of his stand-up comedy, and for like 3 to 4 minutes straight, he just fucking yells and swears at the crowd. Like directly at a couple.
Yeah.
The couple is sitting there and he's admiring her chest.
so funny.
Producer is admiring her chest. And he's swearing at them. Just literally calling the guy a bitch and calling his wife a bitch. And
some of that shit, like in comedy, like nowadays, is not even funny anymore.
They could
It
never
really
do that.
isn't.
They could never do that.
It's just not, even like Kevin Hart shit, I don't even find it funny no more. Russell
Facts.
Peters, I don't really find it funny.
It's weird, how it got old.
Yeah, it's just now those racist jokes and shit are just old now. You know, yelling at people, making fun of this crowd, it's just getting old now.
Like you gotta have a good take if you're gonna do
Yeah.
that. I thought Kevin Hart used to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But his past couple specials been kind of whatever, man.
I think
It's
you gotta
the same.
script shit now to be funny, like videos or some shit.
Well, it's more media, more interaction,
Yeah.
right? And that's what we've been always talking about, even for the podcast, is to start doing man on the street and more interaction with the city.
I think people like that.
Yeah, because that's really where it's all going, dude.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's because tech has made shit easy.
Yeah.
You can set up
Made
in the
people
fucking
lazy.
garage and you can do a podcast and you can make music on a fucking on an Apple computer. You can make it on your
this
phone.
fucking thing you can
know,
make
like
music.
think about it, dude. So now everybody's a high tech. You have to be a high tech
Straight up,
skilled
everyone's a
artist.
fucking
There's no more like,
technician.
look what I can draw. It's like, bitch, I fucking did a 3D fucking printout of your fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
All right, I did it right here. Oh my god, you brought it to life. Yeah, canceled.
Yeah.
Get off my Instagram.
I fucking hate cancel culture.
Right?
Oh,
But this is where we're
Jesus.
at. And this is the
Yeah.
thing with cancel culture. What's dangerous about it is that you used to think you're too old for shit. Now, you wait. This tech boom that's going like this is making, 26-year-olds obsolete. What do you think it's going to do to 40-year-olds?
I feel like my generation is kind of saving the world, but destroying it at the same time.
definitely
Saving
parts.
it as in like being open to gay marriages and stuff like that. You know, like nobody cares anymore. Now it's like
Removing stigmas.
yeah.
for
Now
sure.
it's like it's a regular thing. Back then it was looked down upon. I know that. Like my generation is like bringing it to like who gives a shit, man? Let them get married. Let them
Dude,
do
man, when we were
breastfeeding
kids-
and shit, like
When we were kids on TV, you could never show two men kissing.
yeah.
In the 80s and 90s, you would
No.
never fucking see it. I remember the first time I saw it on TV, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's different.
Especially being colored.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, even if you were gay in our culture, you could never
You
come
can't
out.
say that shit.
You could never
They
come out,
knew
man.
that gay was coming in the 80s, and that fucking television show, My Two Dads, I swear
Oh,
was fucking gay propaganda. I always thought it was right from the beginning.
Fuck, I forgot
Right?
about that.
A young girl living with two males because the mother was a slut and bounced and fucking left the kid. Bullshit. What the
Damn.
image that we had was two men living in the same house with a fucking girl child.
Well, even the Teletubbies,
Oh,
you know that.
right.
Yeah, subliminal.
Yeah, subliminal. The pink,
Pink,
purple,
purple one. Yes,
Pinky
purple
Winky,
one.
I think his
Yeah.
name was. He would carry a person shit, but he was a guy.
Right.
The subliminal messages in like Disney and Nickelodeon are wild.
It's out there, right?
Yeah.
Like Lion King and stuff.
It was really, truly part of the. Just like how Sidney Poitier winning an Oscar
Yeah.
for
I know what movie you're talking about.
for Serve with Love or something
Yeah.
or whatever. Whenever he won that was a subliminal messaging for black culture to be okayed by the white people. So when he won his Oscar, being the first black person to win an Oscar, well, actually, take it back to Gone with the Wind, where Annie Mae or whatever won for, but Sidney Poitier was the first male lead actor. I think. Was it?
All,
We'll have to
all of
check
it's
our
right.
reference.
All of it's right. All of it's right.
And he won it because they wanted to get people used to seeing black people on film, because before him it was white people impersonating black people, and then they had to somehow get people okay with it. Fuck it, give him an Oscar, which is proof that the Oscars are fixed.
It's garbage.
It's all been garbage right from the very beginning.
Dude, Sidney
Propaganda
Poitier is the
machine.
first black actor to ever smack a white man on TV.
Yes.
Can you imagine that shit?
When was this shit?
So he did, I think it was in the heat of the night. I think it was.
In the heat of the night.
Yeah, they were at like some shop owner, and the shop owner smacks Sidney Poitier, who's the cop in the movie, and Sidney Poitier smacks him back. And
Huge deal.
dude, can you imagine white people back then are probably like, "What the fuck is this
Yeah.
shit? We
So
can't
they,
handle
so
this."
they gave him an Oscar, and then all of a sudden after that, it started becoming one after
Normalizing.
another. Normalizing, and people were okay with it. And but what it did, they started to see the numbers in the African American community growing.
But dude, it's a token,
way.
man. The next fucking Oscar wasn't given to a black actor until Denzel in Training Day. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, Halle Berry.
For a male actor, they got one at the same year. They won it the same year.
Yeah, that's right.
You're telling me 30 fucking years of movies, there was not one black actor that could have won an Oscar up until then? Dude, come on, man.
Yeah. Even the Grammys are fixed, right? With the whole weekend.
It's all fixed, buddy.
Yeah.
It's all fixed. What's your conspiracy? What's your favorite conspiracy?
Man. Conspiracies?
What's your favorite one?
My favorite one? I don't know about my favorite, but I can talk about this shit for days. But I would say probably,
give me one.
I would say the Disney conspiracies, Nickelodeon stuff.
Really? Messaging.
Yeah.
With the child.
The weird shit.
Like basically
when
the child trafficking
and shit. Yeah. And
sex slavery.
Yeah.
Right.
Turning out kids for
yeah.
For what? You know, like I agree.
So you're talking about like all these kids from like these shows like Victorious and stuff like that, like these shows, or younger kids stuff?
So that Nickelodeon shows, apparently, I was talking about this again with somebody that I trained. They were like those Nickelodeon kids, like Macaulay Culkin, whatever. Like apparently he was like raped by the producers of Home Alone and like shit like that, and like some crazy stuff. Like all these people who were in Nickelodeon, those Nickelodeon stars, like Nick Cannon, like apparently they were all like raped and like, abused.
We'll put you up there, right? Because really, it isn't talent or luck, right? It's like people putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, I know, in like the mid 2000s, Ariana Grande and all these other kids were on this Victorious show, and supposedly like the producer creator of that show was a real fucking creep.
Well,
and has a whole bunch of like sexual charges coming towards
Nickelodeon, they're so this girl was telling me their logo is basically a foot, right?
Yeah.
So apparently the producers and the owners of Nickelodeon had like a huge foot fetish. So they would always get like throw these huge parties with like 12 to 13-year-old girls and shit, just saying, "Hey, come on, you know you guys did such a good job. We're gonna throw a party for you guys," and they just had foot fetishes. So that, like, why would you choose a foot as a fucking, you know, a logo? So that's the conspiracy behind that.
Well, here's what gives that conspiracy so much power, right? So you hear some shit like this, and you hear that these guys are fucking with kids.
Yeah.
And you would think that the whatever we call this justice system would come down on these motherfuckers with a fucking hammer and make sure that they never do it again. But nobody ever serves fucking time.
You get paid out,
never.
Man.
Yeah. You just skate and you move on. Like the dude from the TV show Seventh Heaven, the dad, it was like fucking kids the whole time, and not a day in jail. He just gave a heartfelt apology and he moves on.
Well, even the Epstein shit, like that shit is nuts. Cause his what's the lady's name again?
Maxine Grayroll or whatever.
Yeah. She apparently has all those.
Maxwell.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. She apparently has all those tapes, right? Yeah. But they paid her to shut up, and like that shit's nuts.
And like the thing is, how stupid do you really think people are gonna be? Like, he gets killed in his jail cell,
right?
But he has two guards, and just so happens that the camera stopped working when he dies. Like, how fucking stupid! Yeah. And this is the story you tell people. Like, it's not like we found out secretly. They told you this is what happened. The cameras broke. You didn't see what happened. When he died.
Like, come on, man. Like, I just don't understand people who don't wake up.
Dude, he's alive, man. He's alive on his island, man.
You think so?
100%, man. They didn't kill him. The camera stopped working. They got him the fuck out. You know how many powerful fucking people were on that island? You know how many horrible, terrible fucking human beings were on that island? You don't think he had his own get out of jail free pass?
Well, him and Trump were homies too, and Trump was president at that time, right?
Dude, for years they were homies, man.
They were both doing the same.
Trump's openly said he's a great person. We're great friends. We get along great. He's a great guy. And you don't think that after 30 years of all this seedy shit that you don't think he had some kind of get out of jail free card? You don't think he had one? Not even one? You don't think he prepared for this shit? Like one day it's gonna happen? So the cameras break, he gets the fuck out, goes back to his island, and then the scapegoat's
gonna
be
Ghislaine. What happened to Ghislaine Maxwell then?
She's gonna be the scapegoat. They're gonna come down on her. She's gonna get life.
But she's out, or?
No, she's still incarcerated. Or, whatever the fuck rich people incarceration is, stay in a hotel.
Yeah, right.
Can't leave the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're sweating her out, really just kind of letting her sit there and wait for the news cycle to die down and for people to forget about her, and then she's probably gonna walk out.
Yeah, my thing is like how people don't like I mentioned before, wake up to this stuff. Like For example, I'll tell you guys a crazy story. When I went to Jamaica, right? You guys probably know about Bob Marley died from toe cancer and shit like that. The story that they said about him. So I went to Jamaica. I did all my research because, like I said, I'm into conspiracies, and I saw like back in the day when those elections were happening in Jamaica. Did you guys see the documentary or something?
No, but I've been to Jamaica, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So there was a huge election happening, and like one of the candidates wanted Bob Marley to perform type of thing, and the other one wanted Bob Marley as well, and they were all trying to get Bob Marley on the team. But you know, this guy wasn't about that stuff. He's just about peace and love, right? And then so I went there. Did all my research, and we were at a tour at his house actually. So I actually got to see where he was buried beside his mom inside his old house. Wow. So yeah, pretty sick. Did you go on that tour?
Yeah, beautiful.
You did that?
Yeah, man.
So I stayed back, right? Because these guys are like, okay, we're gonna go to the next room, like the Rastas and shit there that run the place. And I stayed back, and then I asked the guys, I'm like, yo, what really happened to Bob Marley, man? I'm like, I know you can't die from toe cancer. Why don't you just amputate his foot? Like, keep the guy alive. He's a legend. He's amazing. And then he just looked at me. I think he just saw through my soul that I was I wasn't like
coming from a real place.
Yeah, I wasn't a dude who was coming from, you know, some other place to hack this system or whatever. He knew I was legit, genuinely cared. And he just looked at me for like 30 seconds, like analyzing me. And then I kind of like went like this, nothing, no wires or nothing, right? And then the guy's like, yeah, you know, like the Americans killed him. He's like, because like Bob Marley was so powerful, he was bringing peace and love, and he's like, people just wanted him dead because he was uniting people, and he was showing people like, these elections are just phony, they're fake type of shit, like let's just all stand together. Yeah, and then he was like, so yeah, he's like, my friend Bob didn't die from toe cancer. He's like, they killed him.
Dude, he was a young,
probably know.
And he was a young man too.
Yeah.
And
he played soccer. He was wicked too at soccer. Yeah. And he was just like, you know what happened? He's like, they killed him. He's like, whatever you know, he's like, it's all true. And it's like, fuck, I fucking knew it. So this guy actually opened up to me.
Wow.
And he just straight up just told me, he's like, yeah, man. Because I think he had to flee to England or something at that time. It's on his documentary or some shit like that. Because it was Jamaica was just like going so corrupt and stuff. And like I said, he was just bringing people together, and like people realizing, like, you know what, screw this shit. We could do it on our own. We need to love each other, support each other. That's what Bob Marley was always preaching, and it just killed him for it. Right?
And that's another island that was like destroyed from colonization, right? It's so like even now when you go and you like at Bob Marley's place, they have this massive fucking gate before you enter, right? And right outside the gate, there's just extreme poverty. Kids selling you shit, dudes in vans trying to sell you weed and shit. Right outside his compound. And you look at what, you know, Jamaica's never really had a prosperous government since, what country survives colonization? No one survives it, right? Once they come and suck everything out of it, there's nothing left. So Jamaica's still trying to get back to like some normalcy. But seeing that shit, man, do you guys travel a lot?
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of places. You've seen a lot of places that are beautiful at parts and ugly at other parts.
Like Mexico, for example. It's always so beautiful when you step outside. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's so sad, man.
It's tragic.
And one of the worst things I fucking like, I've been fortunate to go travel with my work a lot. Like they like to reward people with trips. Pretty dope. So I've been to Mexico a few times, and you go to these resorts in Mexico, and it's always these Americans, man. It's fucking American tourists. The way
hey there, gringo.
But the way they talk to Mexicans, man, it makes me so fucking angry. I can't stand these motherfuckers. And like, we were talking about that the family that was killed by the driver that just, you know, decided to run them over that day. And there were some things in this news article talking about how the vehicle jumped the curb. Jumped the curb. That's what they fucking said in the article. Not he drove into them, but out of control, jumped the curb and hit the family.
That's really shitty.
And then in that same article, you get this word Islamophobia that you hear all the time, right? And when you think about the word, like, we like to try and be smart when we use words, but Islamophobia makes no fucking sense, dude. Like a phobia, a phobia is something that's unavoidable and you can't prevent it. You're scared of snakes, you're fucking scared of snakes. That's a phobia. But you can't be scared of fucking Islam.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Excuse me.
And see, this is a huge problem.
But Islam is an ideal.
But so is Christianity.
Yeah.
So the Judaism. What the fuck is there Judaism phobia?
Yes.
Christianity. Like we gotta start using words properly, right?
Stupid.
And when you give people the liberty to use words this way, you let them kind of create whatever definition they want in their mind for what this word is, because there's no real meaning of Islamophobia. What the fuck's Islamophobia? I hear a line, I get scared. Like, what is Islamophobia?
I think that's why Muhammad Ali converted, right? Because he's like, fuck this, I'm not Cassius Clay. Like, why you guys scared of blah, 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 and he did his thing.
Dude, that was Malcolm X, man. Yeah. Malcolm X converted him. Malcolm X is the one that actually converted him to Islam.
He did.
Dude, how powerful is that, man?
Yeah.
Like, for me personally, like, when you grow up in, like, Indian culture, you grow up around seeing Bollywood and stuff like that, you don't really get to see Indians looking fly or just being dope, right?
Yeah.
And for me, black culture was like everything that I wanted Indian culture to be. Everybody was fly. Everyone shined. It was beautiful. Yeah. And I remember reading the autobiography of Malcolm X for the first time, and it fucking just changed my life. Yeah. Changed everything. My entire thought process was changed after that book.
You think if those guys were alive, like him, Tupac, JFK,
like right now,
you think the world would be a different place?
Completely.
Like more peace, I feel like.
You know how powerful they'd be?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have let Obama go through what Obama went through with his presidency. His presidency would have been a major victory for Malcolm. He would have been right fucking there.
They would have been alive, right? Like Malcolm.
Yeah.
Age.
Malcolm would still be alive today. He died in 1967, I think, I think he was like in his mid-30s when he died. He'd be an old man now.
Probably like 90 now.
But if he was in his like, if he was the character today, like if he was him in today's world, with today's shit, you know, like there's this little incidents in history that have slipped by people of color. And the progress, man. The Obama era was the one. I think it really got away on the potential that could have happened.
And it's crazy that we mentioned about Marley earlier being taken so young. Like you look at all these civil rights leaders, they're all young. Dude, Fred Hampton was 21 years old, man. 21, man.
The whole JFK shit was a conspiracy too, right? Like, why are you putting the president in a drop top, no security?
That one's a deep conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's a fucking hole.
Because he was one of like the top dogs who wanted peace and love as well, right?
Well, the biggest thing he wanted to do was take away the power from the treasury, from the federal banks that were printing the money for the Americans. He wanted to make American.
He was a legit dude, basically.
Yeah, he wanted America to print its own currency and not be indebted to a Federal Reserve. Yeah. And you can't say that shit out loud, yo. Yeah. You can't say that shit.
And that's straight gangster.
Well, because Federal Reserve runs the world, right? Like the only countries that weren't part of the Federal Reserve are the Middle Eastern countries, and now there's no Middle Eastern countries. Saddam Hussein was like, fuck the Federal Reserve. Gaddafi said, fuck the Federal Reserve. Iran says, fuck the. All these countries don't want to fuck with the Federal Reserve. This is like real deep conspiracy shit, but it's facts, man. The banks run the world.
I don't even think it's a conspiracy. It's facts.
Yeah,
right. Like what they did to JFK. Like it's a fact. Like they assassinated the guy on purpose. Yeah, like it's a fact. Presidents don't roll in drop tops. Right.
And he wanted to see aliens too.
That's just nuts too, man.
He was open about it.
Was he?
Yeah, JFK was open. He said, if there's anything about aliens, I'm gonna find out about it.
Well, Area 51 just gives everything away. Like, why is it so private? You gotta be a dummy not to think there's aliens. 100%.
100%. You believe in aliens? Do you believe in God? Well,
I do. I believe in God.
A God.
Yeah. A God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe in God, but I would believe in aliens more. Because
aliens more. Well, I like that. Yeah,
that's come on, man. Like Area 51 is blocked off just for these people, and if you work there, you can't say you work there. Like. Come on, man. What are you hiding from?
How deep into this conspiracy do you get?
I get
you see the documentaries.
Yeah, and all I used to dig deep into shit like this, and like the Illuminati, all that stuff, like the Skull and Bone Society, like all the presidents that they were all part of that society.
Yeah.
So
all the way up until Obama.
Yeah, and their bloodstreams
Trump was
and
the only one that
everything.
was nuts.
Apparently they're all related too somehow. That's another conspiracy. Yeah. I don't know how true that is, but it could be.
Yeah, Obama and I think it's Obama and Bush that are related. Through his mom. His mom was white.
Secret Society president.
Yeah. Obama's mom was white, so it's not a surprise. Yeah.
Secret Society around the world.
Yeah.
Skull and Bone Society.
You don't get to you talk to people about this kind of stuff. They think you're fucking crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy talk.
It is. Yeah.
It's hard.
They don't want to believe it. I think they're scared to believe it.
Very scared.
Right.
Very scared.
It's outside of what we're programmed to do.
Think, sheep, man. So it is. It's like this virus, man.
They have to program us. It's kind of like a kid. First thing a kid learns is the McDonald's arches in our fucking country.
Yeah.
It's easy. They make it super easy and cheap for families to feed you at
100%.
McDonald's. So when you're a young kid about 5-6 years old, you know McDonald's more than you know everything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip over this. You said pandemic or shit, right?
I'll be open about it. I'm not with that shit. Like,
So this is crazy because it's kind of come up in the podcast couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really go deep into it, but remember in the very beginning, the very beginning, the scientists in the lab in Wuhan said that they released this virus accidentally, but it's really dangerous. And then this video came out. People saw it. I mean, you can't find it anymore unless you use different browsers.
Yeah.
But they released this video. Scientist obviously disappears, never gets seen again.
Yeah,
And
Asian dude.
yeah, he disappears, never gets seen again. And then this whole wet market theory comes out, right? And they shove this wet market theory down your throat. But then they just exposed all of the Dr. Fauci's emails, right? Like,
But no one's believing it?
hundreds of thousands of Fauci's emails.
How you not believing that shit?
Yeah, actually
Candace
corroborating.
Owens actually exposed her the most.
I hate that motherfucker.
But
She's gonna try to run for president. That's what
Fuck
she's trying to do.
Candace Owens.
But I give her props for exposing all this shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like, she's a broken clock, right?
Yeah.
You're on your own. She only can be right twice a day, so.
But yeah, all that stuff is on the
But
internet.
yeah, so now it's out. So now the idea of Fauci corroborating that there was a leaked virus. And like the thing that people don't understand, we really have to talk about is why this gives you long-term health side effects.
Yeah.
Why does it give you like long-term lung damage, brain damage? This is not how biology works. This is not how viruses work, right? Viruses don't give you, there's no other virus that can give you long-term damage. But this thing's giving you new diseases, right?
The long-term damage comes from the vaccine. They set you
Before.
up. They set you up to make you believe that the virus is what gave you the fucking thing, but they know damn well we have to inoculate the world right now. The inoculating the world was the first step to protecting the world against chemical warfare. Because biological warfare is the next level. It's happening. It's why we're trying to go to space, because the planet's dying anyway. Biological shit is going to be for real, right? And so they're finding things, dude, all the time that they have to protect us against. So inoculating the world kind of gives everybody a base to.
I don't think we're that smart, yo. I don't think humans are that
They're
smart.
way ahead of us.
Well, the thing is like,
The Simpsons
if
are.
Simpsons fucking know their
They're way
shit.
ahead of us.
Here's the thing, Kay. When it comes to this mass vaccine thing that people are scared of, right? The thing that I don't understand is like you willingly walk around with the GPS in your pocket all day.
Yeah.
All fucking day. At any minute, at any moment, at any day of the week, somebody can find you with that thing in your pocket, right? And people always talk about vaccine and microchips and all this other motherfucking bullshit. If the government wanted everyone to be vaccinated, you would be vaccinated.
Right now.
It would be mandatory. You would not have a fucking choice. And they wouldn't put you in a camp and make you fucking take it. They would take away your livelihood. You can't go to work.
Well, but too many people will revolt.
But I feel like
That's
slowly
the
that's
problem.
gonna happen.
So you think this is setting up to something more
I
dramatic?
feel like the vaccine passports and all that shit.
That's gonna happen.
I feel like it's gonna happen. You won't be able to travel. You might not be able to get into clubs. You might not be able to DJ. You probably can't perform anymore. Like I feel like it's gonna happen. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Like how do you come out with the vaccine when you don't even know what the fuck the virus is?
What would be
What
would be the benefit for the overseers to have
to get to that?
to take away your livelihood? What would be the benefit? Because we speak in this term of this is happening by somebody overseeing the situation.
Yeah.
Essentially, is what we're saying, right? So, what is the benefit of them to take away your livelihood?
See, that's what I gotta dig deeper into. But I
Well,
feel like
it
control.
It isn't that
Power and
deep
control.
though. Like that's you gotta remember what they want.
Which is,
Evolution.
in what way?
Listen, the powers that be don't want to control us. They want us to evolve. Think about this. You move into a beautiful, nice home in a beautiful neighborhood, cul-de-sac. Every house in there is new within 2 years. Everything is nice and pristine, and people have new cars, electric vehicles, and Teslas and shit. It's a fucking capitalist oasis.
Progressive.
All right? But there's that one house down the street, right at the end, where the guy has a fucking jalopy vehicle. That's an eyesore, right? And it comes on the street, boom, bang, guy gets out, boom, has black smoke early in the morning, wah, 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 wah. It doesn't start. everyone in the neighborhood hears it and they fucking hate it, and they all say in unison, "Why don't you get a new fucking car, man? Like, I need to hold on to this car. You got this beautiful house. Why are you holding on to this car? Evolve, because if you don't, we're waking up to this fucking every morning, and
So you think they have our best interests at heart?
no. What it is evolution of the species.
Yeah.
We're growing at a phenomenal rate. People are the earth. There's more people being born than there are people dying, right? And
That's slowly changing.
That's slowly changing, right? But that was happening for the longest time, dude. Long time, man. And so they needed to, like, instead of trying to populate control, they needed to move people. You need everybody to start going together like this way. So you need to have catastrophic events for the world to move.
To get compliance.
Now, the whole thing with our livelihoods, bro,
Mm-hmm.
you ever gone on Amazon? You ever shop on Amazon?
Yeah.
How fucking easy is that? And how realistic is it that this is really what should be happening? It should be that easy to get something, right? We're in that age. We're in the future. Man.
So you think it's compliance? You think they want our compliance?
They want us to evolve.
I think, there's gotta be something deeper to it. It just makes no sense to me, man. Like, remember when the pandemic hit, all the CEOs just resigned?
There was quite a few of them.
All of them resigned.
Leading
Big
up to,
companies,
yeah.
Disney, fucking Reebok, Nike, all of them just resigned.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the
Well,
fuck?
because there was a massive stock crash gonna
Yeah.
come,
Yeah.
and they saw the lines on, the fucking writing on the wall. Like, let's get the fuck out. The thing that it makes it, the thing that makes this a little hard for me to believe is, okay, the richest 1% of the population owns 96% of the wealth already, right? Why don't people give a fuck about that? Why isn't that more important than a fucking virus? 1% of the population. 96 fucking, so that leaves, 4% of the world's wealth to be fought over by the rest of the 7 billion fucking people on the planet.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that too. Like, we should be protesting for
That should be
things.
changed.
Even fucking ICBC, man. Hop out there, tell them stop charging us so much to drive our vehicle. What the fuck?
Yeah, but this is
But
the
I get
problem.
what you mean.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. Let's use ICBC. So let's say everybody in British Columbia gets on ICBC and goes, "Fuck you, we don't pay. Fuck you," right? And they protest. What is the leverage that's going to make ICBC change? Like, what is the only thing? Because they're like, okay, so nobody gets insured.
And then nobody drives.
And then nobody drives.
Yeah.
And we're just going to collect on all you fucking false drivers out there because we're not insuring anybody. So where are you going to get your insurance? Right? They have the monopoly. This is life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is what they try to create in life for us. This is what the, oppressors have been doing for years. They've created monopolies on life. You can only protest so much before you got to realize it needs to go deeper. That's why they break up these fucking sects like the Black Panthers and all these fucking groups over
They're
there.
so badass.
Back in the day, they knew early. Get these fucking guys early.
Dude, those the Panthers were onto something,
Right?
They
All
were
these
fucking amazing.
home militia groups that were going against government and shit. They got them early. Except Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan is celebrating their 60th fucking anniversary.
Yeah,
which is
right.
their fucking diamond anniversary. Congratulations.
The Black Panthers are the reason that fucking boys and girls clubs exist.
Yeah.
The reason that lunch programs in schools exist.
Yeah.
And it was so easy for the fucking media to use this scary image of black men with guns to be a fucking supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
But they were creating so much change. They were feeding like 4,000 kids a day in their a month in their breakfast program. Who the fuck does that?
That's amazing.
You can't even get public schools to do that. Public schools can't even run breakfast programs. And these guys are doing it independent themselves. Terrify the fuck out of the white infrastructure.
Crazy.
So you get mad about this. You know this fucking sucks. What do you do about it?
Take them out, right?
What's the fucking, that's what you do. That's the only change.
It's the only change.
I feel like a lot of us know shit's corrupt, but a lot of people are just scared to talk,
That's it, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we'll probably get heat for talking about this. We were talking about vaccines and stuff, but fuck it, man, it's our opinion.
Yeah.
But if you get the vaccine, I'm not gonna judge you. Whatever.
Yeah.
You want it, you get it. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
Like if I don't want to get married, I'm not gonna get married. If I
Facts.
don't want to eat McDonald's, I don't want to eat McDonald's.
Exactly.
Just not gonna get it.
That's the whole point of living in a free society.
Yeah.
Is that freedom of choice.
Yeah, I just want to have, and then it just pisses me off to see the people who just hate on people who talk like us about it, who see it from both sides and maybe take one side more than the other.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's because of you, my grandma's dying or this, and I'm like, no, it's not. The fuck?
People go for that trick
Yeah,
right away.
they always say that, like,
Yeah.
my parents were in the hospital for all this, you don't respect it. I'm like, I do respect it, man. I'm doing my part. I'm going to the gym. I'm drinking my lemongrass tea.
Appreciating my life.
Yeah,
you know?
cleansing
It's
my
a
insides,
secret.
being healthy, like, you know.
And I think that's the biggest flaw of the way this whole thing has been handled from the get go is the shitty information.
Yeah, glory holes, like,
Shitty information from government.
yeah.
Shitty information from medical professionals.
Yeah.
Shitty information from media
Yeah.
passing this information to us. And like you said, you take care of yourself. That's the one fucking message that you never hear.
Never.
How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, they haven't said one thing about, because apparently high 90s percentage of people died from vitamin D deficiency.
Right. That was a big
And they
part of it.
never mentioned take your vitamin D or get out in the sun. They're closing our parks down and shit. It's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, come on.
It's crazy.
But Bonnie Henry can keep her fucking vineyards open, whatever,
Yeah.
vineyards, wherever they say.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand for brown skin people how much more worse it is to not have vitamin D.
Yeah.
It is like a essential piece of our existence to have
Yeah.
vitamin D because we need fucking sunshine.
Yeah.
Melanin needs to thrive, right?
Yeah.
So we already don't do that. Well, for the most part, our culture doesn't do vitamins. Our culture of vitamins is dal and rice, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
natural
fucking
shit.
love
Right,
that.
yeah. But but you need that. You need all those essential vitamins and
Yeah.
minerals and nutrients.
That's what sucks about it. They're just not giving you like I'm not have I heard once someone say go work out, go join the gym, but they're trying to shut gyms down. But you can keep like restaurants and shit open, like McDonald's, like
It's just for the big test, dude. When the big fucking test happens and we gotta wear gas masks and stay inside and it's
But even those masks, like the CDC first published that it's not healthy to wear a mask.
yeah.
Then all of a sudden, oh, it's so healthy to wear a
Yeah,
mask.
CDC
now.
was a big fail.
Like what the fuck?
And I think and see the thing, even let's just say, be devil's advocate. Let's just say this is not a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Let's just say this is just how it unfolded.
Just happened.
What it shows is that every single elected official is completely fucking useless.
Yeah.
Every
It's true, we're not
institution-
prepared.
Yeah, every institution we have that's in place to protect us is
Yeah.
terrible.
It's archaic.
The medical institution is outdated.
Yeah.
The viral technology,
Everything's outdated.
everything is garbage.
Yeah.
If that's what,
We need all infrastructure.
if it's
change.
not a conspiracy, the whole thing needs to be thrown out.
Well, even if you apply to be a doctor, or go to school to be a doctor or a nurse or something, the World Health Organization is like, the textbook was changed by the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds, the family. They actually wrote that textbook on health.
Yeah.
What the hell do they know about health? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, I mean, the
They're
food,
powerful family.
growing up in the 90s, 80s and 90s and 2000s, the food table still had
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
bread at the top of
Yeah.
the list.
Yeah.
The number one
Yeah.
thing that you need to put in your body.
Yeah.
So I think that just goes to show that the whole fucking system is broken.
Yeah.
Or conspiracy time, there's an overseer that's deliberately trying to fuck you
I think so.
every day of the week.
Rothschild, Rockefeller, the
Yeah.
Queen,
Yeah.
all those big families, man.
Dude, the Rothschilds are a scary fucking thing.
They look scary.
Scary thing,
It's
man.
because it's so powerful.
Yeah. They initiated the entire Israel-Palestine conflict.
I think they initiated everything.
Yeah, they pretty much started the majority of the
Because
wars
they own all the
financially.
banks, right?
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you own the banks, you own everything.
Yeah. They own like all the banks.
Yeah. So obviously, you would want to fucking end this. What do you do to end it?
I don't think we can.
To
Because
end what?
Don't say
they're
that.
just so powerful.
And what?
This fucking overarching power of these Federal Reserves that control everything in our lives.
Well, I feel like when we talked about JFK trying to expose these people, Tupac,
Mhm.
Bob Marley, if those powerful men couldn't do it and they just got assassinated, like fuck, who the fuck am I? Some dude
You know
from
why?
Surrey?
You know what? You nailed it because everybody you mentioned is one person,
Yeah,
one
that's true.
individual person,
Yeah.
right? If you have that same kind of energy across an entire country, that changes the
Yeah.
world, man. It changes the whole fucking world.
Well, apparently, there's tens of thousands of lawyers. They're going against this now. They're trying to sue the government for doing this in Canada, there's this huge
they could win.
civil war coming out.
Dude, they could win.
Not civil war, but
How dramatically it failed, you could create a lawsuit for this.
yeah.
100%. You just need someone with a smart enough.
Yeah. It's got
mind.
So now these guys. So I actually trained one of the ladies whose brother is actually one of the lawyers, part of this huge gang that's forming, and they're going against them now and like saying like everything you guys have done is so illegal. Like you guys just killed people's livelihoods, shut businesses down. Like, everything you're doing is illegal, and they're just going after them. But
and dude, just think about how fucking illogical some of the ideas are, and what they consider to be protection when you're in COVID situations, right? Like the restaurant thing. You're in a restaurant, and all the tables have the dividers, right? Now, and I think it was Bill Burr. One of these comics said, like, "What the fuck is this? Does oxygen just travel this way?
yeah,
It doesn't go up.
yeah.
It doesn't go around.
Yeah.
Oxygen just moves this way." We put all these fucking shields up, and we more than anything, it just gives the people an image of protection, because
That's
not
what it is.
everybody critical things,
Yeah.
right? It just gives everybody, oh yeah, I got this little distance here, but you wear a mask, you sit down, you take the mask off, and you eat, you put the mask back on.
It's ridiculous.
You give people all these stipulations, but none of them match.
Yeah.
None of them make any sense. And then my kids, I have a 13-year-old that goes to elementary school, and then they go in like staggered times, the classes, so they don't get to mingle with people outside of their classrooms. But before school, they all line up in the same areas.
Shit makes no sense, right?
It's if you really wanted to create a system that works, show us. Show us a fucking system that works.
That system does not work. Shutting businesses down but keeping some open does not work.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
You keep the Walmarts and the superstores open.
Yeah.
And then you shut down the small businesses, or you basically starve out the small businesses.
My thing was obviously us being DJs and entertainers. Like fuck, there's no fucking limit as in how many people can go into Walmart.
Right.
Space is massive.
Yeah.
And like we can't have the clubs open.
Yeah, it's
like,
so weird.
like I go to when I go to Walmart because I'm health conscious and that, I think most of you guys, all of us here are too. We'll probably look at the labels and we'll see how many calories and this and that. Man, I touched that box, I put that shit back, no one's sanitizing that shit. You take it home, you open that up, it's in your house. My fingerprints are on it. So how's that make any sense?
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
All over the place.
It makes no sense. There's
Bro,
germs everywhere.
You know, I noticed that from when you came in here, your hair now is starting to
Get bigger?
It's starting to get bigger, right? We've been here a bit, so let's just wrap it up and
Yeah.
we'll get it going. But we have to ask him. You ask him the 3 question,
The top 3.
top 3, right? And then I'm gonna ask him.
So my favorite top 2 question. You believe in an afterlife?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, if you can take 3 artists' entire catalog with you to the afterlife, you only get 3 artists with their whole catalog.
Yeah.
Who do you take?
I would take Tupac,
Nice.
Biggie, and I'd say probably 50 Cent.
Wow.
Because you can work out to them, you can chill to them,
Yeah.
and you can just cruise to them.
Damn.
Their music.
Tupac and Big have been regular occurrences on highways.
Because they have music for everything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
If you're sad, if you're happy,
Yeah.
you're pissed, you want to work out, they got music for everything.
So when you die, that's what you're gonna take with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them.
You're gonna be somewhere. There's obviously gonna be
Yeah.
a great like stereo.
Yeah, gonna have to have the Yamahas hooked up.
Oh
Hell
shit!
yeah.
Some heavenly
Yeah.
Yamahas. All right.
Why heaven?
What happens? Tell me. What happens when you die?
I have no idea, to be honest with you, but
What happens?
I hope that
What do you think?
I get to go up there and see the people that I missed out on. Yeah.
You see, that's a good one. Do you actually get to see people you miss?
Yeah, and like I hope I just walk through the gates and it's like back to life again. You know, you go to a Tupac concert, or a Biggie concert.
Oh, there's
You
some
know?
like world out there.
Yeah, like a whole new
Interesting.
world. Yeah. So I hope that's what I get to see. Like,
That'd be wild.
That'd be pretty dope if when you got to this fictional place that when you got there was a concert for you.
that'd be sick.
Hey, like, oh, you're fucking. We knew you were coming.
All the favorites.
We knew you were gonna die before you died. We knew it, and we had to plan this concert. We got Tupac here, we got Biggie, and we got 50.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be sick if it just be a whole new world where everyone dies. We just all go up there and we live there now.
That's so
With
So
like
it's
what?
just like everyone
20
has
million people.
everyone has such a different perspective.
Yeah, that's great. It's great to it. And I love to hear that answer because then you know what people are living for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're living for family. He's living for
Yeah.
family. You know, he's living for connection.
That's what I am. Yeah, just
Yeah,
peace
right.
and love, man. I
You
try
You
to
know,
spread
it's just
shit.
the question is in my own way how I really know people.
Yeah.
Right? Because if people are like, I'm going to be by the side of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ right there, I'm going to be on his right hand side, just like I said in the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like that, then I'm like, dude, you know, that's where you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you believe you're coming out of a vagina, as soon as you die, the light that you see is you coming out of a vagina.
Someone said that, right?
Yes, that's always my favorite.
Someone said that on here.
So far, that's my favorite thing.
Like you just get reincarnated out of vaginas over and over
Yeah,
again.
you just, as soon as you die, the light that you see when you die is really the light of the operating room
As
and
you
you're
go
coming
on.
back.
I would just want to be able to pick an age when I'm up there.
Ah.
Stay 30 forever.
Oh, see,
26
yeah.
forever.
Okay.
See, dreamer.
You know?
See, this is a dreamer
Yeah.
creator. Wants
Interesting.
to, pick your
I don't want
age.
to go up there and live miserable when I'm 90, you know? I'm
Right, so
miserable
if you-
here when I'm 90, so I don't want to go there and be 90 again.
Facts.
Fuck that.
If you had a chance to be a vampire, would you do it?
Oh.
Probably not. They're fucking weird, man.
You would live forever. You couldn't be
Yeah.
up in the
But
daytime.
then I'd have to suck people's neck with blood and shit. Like,
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Facts.
yeah.
Live off
Facts.
blood.
That's not a good trade-off.
Yeah.
I fucking love vampire movies though.
Yeah.
But there's 7 billion people on the earth, alright?
Eat
Yeah.
some
And
fucking
if you were a
people.
really compassionate vampire, you'd go some fucking strange, fucked up country where it's just like, right? Where it's like, it's just the middle of nowhere, no one sees you, and there's no shame in it. You just,
No, what you would do
Eat a
is you
pygmy or
would go,
something?
no man, you'd go to the fattest state in America.
oh,
Because
that's
the
true.
blood would be like fucking, it would give you,
Oh,
yeah, it might give you like diabetes.
Yeah.
Vampires with diabetes.
Oh my
That's not a bad movie idea.
Vampires are that
They landed in America, ate too many fat people.
Still work out.
So you train people.
Yeah.
How can people find you if they want to get some fucking fitness in?
Instagram, to be honest with you.
What's your Insta?
Vancouver's very own.
Vancouver's very own.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to steal my handle, but I'm not giving it up.
Yeah, keep that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that shit, man.
And then what's your you have a program for people that you put in place?
Yeah, I just work on what people's goals are.
Mm.
To be honest, so if you want to lose weight, we'll make you lose weight, man.
Right.
You want to gain weight, I'll make you gain weight.
Using meal
Yeah.
preps and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I just keep it simple, man. Just
Nice.
adapt to people's lifestyle.
Mhm.
That's what I do.
Because that's probably the hardest thing for people is the food.
Yeah, the food is so hard for people dieting. So that's the main thing, man. It's the only way you can lose is gain diet.
Mhm.
So
I just don't eat.
then you'll be probably losing.
But when you do
Well,
eat,
I fast.
when you do
yeah.
eat, you're vegan.
Yeah, I do.
Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
basically, I don't eat meat, but I eat shrimp, so I'm not vegan. So,
Pescatarian.
but I eat
Kind of.
I eat many. But I'm really cutting out that shrimp, man.
Mhm.
And I haven't eaten sushi for a long time, and I've stopped eating shrimp. It was like my last cling to like
The meat world.
Meat world, right?
Shit.
And even
Facts.
it's so
Facts.
good.
Couraging
oh,
on it.
yeah, like it's so hard for me to still get away from that. That's the
Yeah.
last thing. So I don't say I'm vegan, but I eat a lot of those government produced fucking products, getting us used to not eating meat.
Yeah.
Like getting us to eat
Plant
substitute.
meat. Plant meat.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other story.
Why do people want their fucking plants to taste like meat?
Fuck, no idea, man. Cauliflower. My sister was vegan once because she was dating someone who was vegan.
Oh yeah, that gets hard.
And she's like, I made some wings. It's at home. I'm like, fuck, sick wings.
Yeah.
Go home as cauliflower. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not wings, man. Call chick is cauliflower wings. Like, fuck, it's out of my face, man. I'll pizza hut real quick.
Fucking get this guy cauliflower.
Give me
Damn
some
it.
real wings real quick.
And are you booking gigs and stuff right now as a DJ?
Yeah. So I'm like, we're trying to get like all the clubs open and stuff, like Tap House, Cabana, and see what's going on. You know Tubbs.
Yeah.
So talking with Tubbs and stuff like that. See
And
what's
if,
going on.
and if people want you to rock a party, same thing. Vancouver's
Yeah,
very
hit me
own.
up on Instagram, man. I'll give you my number and let's get it.
See it, man. I'll see you for it.
We'll go. Yeah, we gotta work
We'll
together
talk.
too. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, you know who that guy is.
ACDJ.
What's your DJ name?
DJ Nizzy.
DJ Nizzy.
Yeah.
Alite. High phrase, y'all. Peace.
Dope.